documentary.
Absolutely not.
Never watched it.
Does anybody know? Just let me know. We're live.
I didn't grow up with TV,
live.
Bubba.
This is we're actually live. We're on the air right now. Eddie Bravo is here. Eddie Bravo.
Eddie Bravo.
Hello.
Bryan motherfucking Callen.
Yes, I am.
And Brendan Schaub is perfect hair.
I put too much stevia in the coffee though. We're off to a bad
yeah.
start. That stevia is strong.
You take this one. And I trust your spit. I hope you don't have herpes, and just go back and forth with mine because there's none in there.
There you go.
Oh, I
and
see
then
it.
we'll make a concoction that's
half and half.
acceptable for the both of us.
Split it up, bro. Split it up.
A concoction. Just do it like you're a scientist.
You could snort stevia.
Yeah, you can if that
Dan
dude.
Quinn.
Yeah, and remember Diego Sanchez got really into that for a while.
What?
With Dan Quinn, right?
Yeah,
It was
Diego Sanchez
protege.
got really into Dan Quinn's stevia thing. Like he was gonna melt fat with stevia and cure cancer and go to the moon. Like
Yeah,
this
there's a guy out there. His name is Dan Quinn, who believes that stevia can change the world.
Tell me how that big brown
Well,
stevia is.
good for him.
What
It's
did
the
he say
bad
that you could-
companion.
tastes like a chocolatey man kiss.
Oh yeah. All right. That's what I'm going for.
Chocolate. It tastes like a chocolatey man kiss.
If you're listening to this podcast, we're watching the fights live from Germany. They play at noon in L.A., so we all got out of our comfy beds and beautiful wives' arms and embraces and came here to watch dudes fight.
We're not going to be watching the
Nothing
fights.
better.
If you
This is
want to
better.
know what happened, we don't know.
Nothing better.
We'll be talking about subjects that belong in a 14-year-old's treehouse, and that's essentially what we talk about.
Yeah.
And the other thing about muscles and
We
grips.
might eventually get to some of these fights. I want to talk about Alir Latifi and Ryan Bader when that fight happens.
Tough fight.
That dude's
I don't like
scary
that
as
fight
fuck.
for Bader.
That dude's scary as fuck. That Latifi can bomb.
Yeah,
dude.
he can throw some punches. And
He's a tank.
Bader's been known to eat a couple. It's just it does nothing for Bader either.
Yeah, but Bader's fought well against certain guys that are like powerful, scary guys. He just really fucked up against Rumble. So you're looking at
He
that.
shit the bed against
Yeah,
Rumble.
He just made
I
a
don't blame
giant
him either.
error. Yeah, you can't blame him. You see what Rumble just did to Glover.
Yeah,
Rumble,
but that low, like weird
He tried to ankle pick
ankle
him, didn't
pick,
he? Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Rumble just
Well,
beat his brains in.
I think he just took a chance, at something weird, like hoping maybe it would work out.
Can't
But
do that at
I
that
think he
level.
also maybe like had a moment, in there. Where
Oh shit moment.
Yeah, like,
that's Anthony Rumble Johnson.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's not James Toney. Don't do the same game plan Randy Couture had against James
Exactly.
Toney.
That was exactly what
Because
he
Anthony
did.
Johnson went, huh? Punched
Yeah.
him right in the face.
Not only that, he controlled him on the ground until he punched him in the face, and eventually got him flattened out on his stomach. You just that might be the worst place in the world to be, flattened out on your stomach underneath Rumble Johnson. It's
There is
terrible.
that's probably that is the worst place.
No,
That
it's
and-
right
and-
next to that dude who got his arm trapped in the rock and had to saw it off.
Yeah, yeah, and also in a swamp full
worse.
of crocodiles.
That'd
That's
be worse.
worse.
That
That's
guy.
worse.
Or standing right in front of him like Glover.
Oh God! Well, Glover just tried to put that pressure on him.
Oh, hey, man.
Dude, did you
can't
hear-
walk forward. Did you just see an uppercut?
Do you remember that? Do you remember that white supremacist where they had his brother in jail, and in protest he videotaped himself sawing his own hand off.
What? For real?
Yep. He had a camera on, and he goes, "I want to show you guys something." Essentially, basically showing them that they had no control of him, that his mind was stronger than theirs, and just cut his own hand off.
Would you?
They were like,
would you guys
"Ooh,
do
that's
that for me?
impressive."
Jamie, pull that up. I need to see this.
Yeah.
This guy
My
cut his
brother
own
would do
hand
that
off.
for me. I feel like
Let's
Yeah.
talk off the air.
I wouldn't
This
want
is
him to.
Marcin Held and Tae Hyung Bang.
Tae Hung Bang.
He is from Korea. He's a
The
Korean
Korean
gentleman.
cowboy.
He's a Korean
Nick Hine?
cowboy.
You said Marcin Held?
A lot
Did
of
I see
cowboys in
Marcin
Korea.
Held? Oh, I'm sorry. Nick Hine.
You got me
Whoops.
all excited.
You know what? Marcin Held just got signed. I was actually going to bring that up. He just got signed over from Bellator.
Very hesitant here, ladies and
He's a
gentlemen.
really good footlock guy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
really
leg
good.
lock.
One of them rare
Really, really
leg
good.
lockers in MMA.
Yeah. I don't know why. I confuse all white people. I think all white people look the same.
Me too,
I'm
especially if
super,
they're athletes.
Super racist when it
Yep.
comes to white
To
people.
the whites. To the whites.
White people from other countries where they talk weird.
All the same.
Yeah, that can never be racist.
No.
White people look the same. That
No
can
one
never-
cares either.
But any
Nobody
other,
cares.
but any other race, it's
You're in
racist.
trouble. Big
Any
trouble.
other race, even Mexicans. You
Oh,
say all
big
Mexicans.
trouble.
Yep.
A black
Chinese,
person can say white people all look the same to me on TV, and nobody gives a shit.
Not at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You'd have to be really, really funny, and it'd have to be a really obvious joke for you to use any other race especially if you were a white guy.
Well, Sam Tripoli has that joke where he goes, he'll be like, I lost Bobby Lee at the Korean Day parade. You ever lose a Korean in a Korean parade? It's like looking for a needle in a needle stack. Come on, that's funny.
It is funny, and it is true too.
Sir, I'm not going to say it's true, but I am saying it's funny.
There's certain races that share so many similarities, like as far as like their mannerisms or their features and stuff. I mean, there's so much variety in like America, right? Because we come from so many different parts of the world.
Mixes.
And if you thought of us as a country, which we are a country, but we're not a country like say if you wanted to go and meet some Colombians, you were in Colombia. Most of them are going to look like Colombians.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? They have a very distinct look to them.
Especially the women. Yeah, baby.
Well, China
Beautiful
very much
fuck
like
women.
Some of the
China.
best.
With I think in China, to have that many people speaking Mandarin, which had to do, I think, with the Yangtze and the Yellow River, because they could trade and share ideas, and so and plus I think they were pretty isolated. So you're right, there wasn't as much, immigration and mix at the United States.
Right.
I mean, everybody's fucking everybody.
Well, not only that, it's never been like this before. Where there's 300 million people, and we vary so much, and we're more varied now than ever before. Like they say, what is it like? I think they said 20 more years, and white people are going to be a minority.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Yep.
And because the Chinese or you can say Asian and Mexicans will be the minority in America, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Well, China's film market is neck and neck with the United States now. I mean, China.
Well, they like Expendables 19.
No,
like,
but
they
I mean,
love all that bullshit.
They're making their own movies, and they're building huge movie studios.
They're
now.
also using our old, like Sylvester Stallone's such a hit now over there. Like they just found him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, it's interesting, man. It's interesting that this world is sort of, it's in some places it's not sort of meshing with everything else, but in most places people are spreading out and sort of like integrating with each other.
Mm-hmm. I remember when I was little, my dad would get I was like 4 or 5, and we'd see an Asian person, and I'd say, "Oh, look at that Chinese guy." Something I'd say something Chinese. He's like, he's Korean. Like, I'm fucking 5, man.
That's what I do.
I can't tell the difference between the eyes, Dad. You know
I
what
do.
I'm saying?
Your dad got mad at you at that when you were 5. Like,
Even today. He's from Korea. I'm like, fuck,
well,
man.
today maybe it should make sense. Like you should have learned it by now.
Maybe it's tough. I've never been over there. Like I can tell the difference between like a Korean and a Japanese person now.
My favorite thing to do. My favorite thing to do is
pretty close. Yeah.
I love drawing the distinction and alerting people to the fact that I know the difference. And then I'll give you a little history lesson on it.
Yeah, you do.
And then I walk away feeling good about myself.
Yeah, you do.
Greg Fitzsimmons does this thing on his in his show where he guesses the Asian. He calls it Guess the Asian. He points at people.
God bless him.
He's really good at it.
No, I bet if you can tell the difference,
He can pick up he tells the difference between Filipinos and people from Bali.
I think that's easy. They're huge differences, I think.
That's a skill, my man.
No.
It's like an X-Men power.
No.
If you're in America, it is.
You know what's weird is like that America's only been around for like really a few hundred years
Yeah.
from the first settlers, right? First European settlers.
1640 or something, yeah.
And then before that, just one look, right? Like Native American. And then in that time, like just the change of the landscape has been so drastic in just a short amount of time. You think about any other time in the world, any other part of the world, some place as big as the continental United States just gets transformed over a couple hundred years into just white people just filling them up, filling it up, the whole
And
thing.
took shit over.
What about Israel? Isn't that like 50
Well, Israel's
years
very
old?
small. Israel's tiny.
Israel's from
Tiny.
48,
Yeah,
19.
it's
Still,
1948, and it's a tiny place, and they still look like all the people that hate
Yeah,
them.
they do.
I used to have that bit. Remember that there's a brown skinned dude with dark curly hair throwing rocks at a brown skinned dude with dark curly hair holding a machine gun. I go, what's going on? I go, how do you guys look exactly like your enemy?
Hate each
I go, this isn't
other.
like the Chinese versus the
They also
Africans.
believe
I go, this is like a tennis match between the Williams sisters. I'm like, who the fuck is who?
What's even crazier, they believe in the same God. They believe in the same God, and basically the Quran says that everything in the Old Testament is true. So even the Quran says that's the first book. Then they had a problem with the New Testament, but it's kind of wild.
For sure, figure it out.
It's just territory.
Well, there's no way you're going to figure it out because you want to make your parents happy, and they have a set of rules, and you grow up with them, and you
They
start
raise you
raising
a
your
certain
kid
way.
that
Yeah,
way,
gotcha.
and then all those ancient ideas about who those people that you don't know are versus these people next to you that you don't know. Well, these people are on my side of the dirt, and those people are on that side of the dirt. And we believe a certain type of wacky shit, and they believe it's a different type of wacky shit.
I mean, they have their problems over there, but we have problems here too. Like, have you seen how the Kaepernick situation escalated?
Yeah,
have you seen that?
Explain that to me.
So Kaepernick won't stand for
Well, explain who he is.
Colin Kaepernick is the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. He's African American and mixed with something else, so he's lighter skinned, and he was adopted. He was raised by white parents, and so he was a big time quarterback, playing like shit lately. But he was a big time quarterback. Refuses to stand for the national anthem because says his people are oppressed and the cop treatment, stuff like that. And then a picture came out that he wore them a while ago. These socks with cops as pigs on them. He wore them to practice a while ago before he made this stance. And so that photo's been brought back out. So now the cops in Santa Clara are saying, we're not working the games anymore. Unless you guys do something about Kaepernick, we're not working the games anymore.
Jeez.
So the cops are taking a protest now, which to me is like, it's definitely not the right thing to do.
No.
Because he has freedom of speech, right?
Yeah.
He has, First Amendment. He can do that, whether you agree with it or not. But
Right.
the cops, it's like... Now you guys are sinking to his level.
You got to
Well,
be
you
a little
can't
bit
make a
neutral.
decision to not do your job because you don't like a guy's opinion.
Cops that work games are off-duty police officers. They're not on duty.
Oh, that's a good point.
So they're doing it. They're doing it for extra money. That's kind of like.
Well, they're just doing it because they enjoy the game and they want to keep the fucking San Francisco 49ers safe.
Well, they're going to exercise their right, and then Colin's going to exercise his right. Somewhere in the middle, something's got to happen.
It's a complete nightmare, though.
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's not a good. It's not a smart platform for all this because
I agree.
It's all going to get lost in the noise.
That's the
if
problem.
He has a real point. If he has a real point about what he doesn't like about the way the United States is going, or the way our country is being led, that's not. It gets a lot of people paying attention, but it's just going to get a lot of hate.
But it does nothing. Like, you're not changing anything by not standing for the anthem during the National Football League. Like, the cops are still going to be the cops, and the black people are still being oppressed. You're really not changing much.
He's starting the dialogue, he thinks, and when you're young and you have a strong ego and you feel like you're in a position of quote unquote leadership, you feel like you can make a stand.
It's a little clumsy, maybe a little clumsy on his
a little
part.
clumsy.
Well, but now you have other players starting to do the same
Isn't
thing.
that what he wanted, though? Why would
Yeah.
he say all that? He wants this. It's like mission accomplished.
Well, it's not.
it's working because everyone's talking about it.
Well,
I
but
don't
the
think he realized it was going to be like this. Though.
Well, I think he kind of, but the big issue is he's just not playing very good football. So now the Niners, if they release him, they're going to get so much flack. Oh, that's fucking racist because this. No. He just can't throw a fucking football.
I bet they won't. I bet the tougher thing will be him getting picked up by somebody else. Like, what team wants to take on that PR nightmare?
True.
And you're gonna risk the ire of all the police unions that are working your games. And all the people in your town, they're going to say, oh, this is what our team's all about? We're about taking this guy in?
What if you went to a more African-American market, like Atlanta or
Maybe.
Philadelphia?
Maybe.
I wonder if most African Americans see when you don't stand for the national anthem, which is the United States versus government or a government policy. Those things can be separate. I look at them as separate.
Well, he says that. He says, so now instead of just sitting on the bench, he takes a knee because he goes, I'm not doing this against the soldiers. I have friends. My uncle was in the military.
Sure.
So now he takes a knee and had a former Navy SEAL next to him and hugged him after. He goes, I'm doing it because the way.
Should have made out.
Yeah, that'd been dope.
He's just trying to make.
He just gay as shit too.
Yeah.
This for gays as well. Just over the top
For everybody.
Sick.
He's trying to bring attention to something he feels strongly about. And the question is it, like you said, the best venue
It's
and
obviously
it's the most
working, though.
effective?
Well,
Yeah.
maybe.
We're talking about
it's
it.
he
getting
didn't want to
people
be
talking
quiet about
him.
it, obviously. He wanted to be loud about it, and this is loud as fuck.
He even grew a powerful afro.
I think he loves it.
Powerful afro. You see
Maybe.
that?
But I think
it's tough when he's
Brendan's
not
right.
playing well.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you got to be playing real well to have a fucked up opinion.
Yeah, like if Tom Brady did, we're like, oh, cool, man. Yeah, do your thing. With him, it's like, fuck.
He's not even the starter, probably, and he's going to be paid $19 million this year. So that might have a little bit to do with him getting cut, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His contract and his on-field play is the bigger issue if you're calling.
That's a tremendous amount of money.
It's a lot of money.
He signed a $114 million contract.
Good
2 years
Lord.
ago.
Well, Brendan, if at a $19 million after agents and taxes, what do you think he sees?
I mean, $19 million, that's his guaranteed signing bonus, right? So agents take 10% in the taxes. I mean, he sees a shitload of money.
He sees about $10 mil. of that.
But
Maybe
No.
No?
Because you got to figure out. He's probably in a 48% tax bracket. He's probably has a manager, an agent, and a lawyer.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of shit that
He's
gets
about a third.
distributed. Yeah.
But don't get it twisted. He also, this is just part of the contract. He's rich as fuck.
Yeah.
Because this is his third contract or second, Jamie? His second. So before that, he was already making money.
Was he better before? Was he a better player before?
Yeah, oh yeah. He took him to the conference finals and the playoffs, you know?
So when did it start going bad for him?
From my insiders, who actually, someone worked with San Francisco 49ers, they were saying it really went bad for him because he was like a really athletic quarterback and no one could really pick up his style of play. And once they figured it out, he was a guy who was on social media all the time and he got all the negativity got to him. So he's a sensitive dude, and just all the critiquing from the media and everyone else really got to him. So he's lost weight. He's changed his throwing motion. He doesn't run anymore.
Is
He's
this all
black
because
power now.
social media fucked with him?
They're saying just this wave, like he let all the criticism get to him.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa! The haters right now are going, what?
The trolls are like,
Yeah, we
Like,
got one on the hook.
we got him. He still has $19 million, people.
Yeah, but if he's losing weight and feeling nervous, they win.
100%.
Yeah.
Losing weight.
How old is he?
What?
How old is he?
He might be 26.
Damn, that's
young.
a lot of money.
How old is he, Jamie? 26?
That is so much money to be
Came out of
young.
University of Nevada.
First of all, asking a 26-year-old to
28.
take a stance about global issues while they're in the middle of a professional athletic career
a lot.
at the highest level, which demands as much as anybody. If you're playing professional football, tell us how much fucking that demands of your day.
Especially as a quarterback.
Yeah, how much does that demand of your day?
Oh, man, in season, I mean, you're talking full time. I mean, 9 to 5 doesn't count. You're talking about endless hours of studying, practice. You're the leader of the
Strength
team.
and conditioning,
Strength
drills,
conditioning,
plyos,
video.
constantly,
You're
right?
really, they're in the film room more than anyone. Break down tape.
And how tired are you all the time
You're
after
exhausted.
practice?
You're
Exhausted.
especially a guy like that who he relies on his athleticism to get the plays done. Well, the NFL doesn't work like that. You have to use your brain. Look at the best quarterbacks in the league.
How many plays per team would you say? Because they have a book, right?
I mean, you're talking thousands.
Thousands of plays that they have to know.
And he has to know the whole.
So that dude
inside
doesn't
and
have
out.
time to be studying global issues.
No, that's why he's playing like shit. It'd be way more powerful if he played well, was a starter, started winning games, and then came out and did this maybe after the season.
Dude, there's no 26-year-old that's built to handle the kind of pressure that comes being that famous and a big football player. And then on top of that, supporting some sort of a global issue, like some sort of a national issue on the United States, like the state of the United States. Like you're gonna make an official
I can't
statement.
imagine.
It's putting a lot on your plate.
I shouldn't be making an official statement today, and I'm almost 50. I'm like not ready yet. I'm still digesting it.
Give it some time. I can't imagine what he's dealing with. The hate. I'm sure he has support from a lot of people, but a lot of it's negative. Then you got to get ready for a football game. It's make or break.
If you're playing poorly, it's gonna get negative real quick and from all sides, right? I mean,
No, I don't think from all sides. I mean, I think African American people are pretty proud of him in a certain aspect.
Well, some people are proud of him too that feel like things aren't the way they should be in this country, and at least this guy used that platform and took a chance.
Correct.
But I think you're dead right in that the real problem is you got to be playing really fucking good to pull something like that off.
Mm-hmm.
Like people don't want to just listen to you if you're ruining play, and there's gonna be so much pressure on him every time he does play. People are gonna be psyched if he gets nailed.
Yeah.
What's the pressure? I mean, he watches a couple YouTube videos, and I mean, there's not like something that he's got to study.
God damn it,
He wears
Eddie.
socks. So what? What is he doing? He
No, you
likes
mean-
to tweet. And then what?
He has the entire San Francisco 49ers organization on his back to win games.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't perform, he's going to lose his job.
Poor him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
What's
it's a
his
tough
name
gig. It's a tough gig, man,
You don't feel bad about him, Eddie?
No.
But he's got money.
because he's black.
Fucker's rich as shit, super famous, and he wants this attention. Why else would he wear those socks? If Tom Brady wore those socks, the whole arena would be yelling, "Fuck the police!" Right?
For sure, yeah. Tom Brady's white, though.
Exactly.
And he's Tom
Would they
Brady.
though? I think they would turn on him. I think they turn
There's
on
no
Tom Brady.
turning on Tom Brady. You
That's
he
bullshit.
He can't do anything wrong.
They would turn on him.
He can't do anything wrong.
Incorrect.
New England wouldn't. He
Incorrect.
could murder someone, and they'd be like, "Yeah, what can you do with Tom
gangster.
Brady?" Like even with
Tell us the whole story. He did murder.
well, the
4
guy
people.
probably lipped off. Like even with Aaron Hernandez, the guy who's a straight up murderer. They were like, I mean, if he gets out, we'll take him. He's such a good player. New
Really?
England was like, I mean, we wouldn't be mad if he's such a good player. They just want to win fucking football games in New England.
God.
That's how good of a player he
Throw
was.
to the murderer.
You know what? The Patriots might sue you for saying that.
Yeah, what can
They'd
you
probably
do?
agree with you.
No, they're like, yeah, that's how it goes. Trying to
Yeah.
win games here.
Jesus Christ. Neil Brennan has a fucking hilarious bit about football that I can't do it without doing it. You know, I can't like give you like the premise of it, but
Right.
it's talking about why football players do fucked up shit in real life. It is hilarious.
Dude, he's my favorite guest on your podcast.
Is he really?
By far. I think he's the most creative fucking I've never met him in person, but dude,
He's a great
that guy's
guy.
brilliant.
Let's get
Very,
him on.
very
get him
smart
on
guy.
He's
Fighter
so
and Kid.
creative.
Get him in the Fighter of the Kid.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys love him. He's awesome.
God, he's talented.
I've been
man.
meaning to do that
Yeah.
anyway.
So talented.
The football bit he did last night, I was crying.
Really?
Crying. Like I can't do it because it'll give away the bit, but it's very, very
Dude,
funny.
I finally watched the roast with Jim Ross with the big boy. What's his name? The big fat guy. Ralphie May.
Ralphie May.
Where his feelings got hurt.
I heard it was bad.
Dude.
I can't watch.
Dude.
I don't want to watch.
Wait,
it.
what happened?
I mean,
Ralphie got,
it's a roast battle. And Ralphie's going through a divorce, and these people just fucking the fucking hammer in the coffin. The guy goes, "Well, you've lost." It's so fucked up. You've lost your wife, your career. You can't sell tickets. You've lost everything. The only thing you haven't lost is weight, motherfucker. And it was like,
I don't like that stuff because Ralphie's such
it's a
sweet.
roast.
He's such a
well,
sweet
don't
guy.
fucking watch. It's
Yeah.
a roast, though.
Yeah, don't get involved
Yeah.
in
Don't
the
get
roast.
involved, yeah.
Yeah.
Gee,
They were
whiz, though.
roasting Ralphie May. It was a Ralphie May roast.
No, it's like one-on-one roast.
Battle.
Yeah.
Roast
Jim
battle,
Ross.
they roast each other. You ever see
Damn.
Roast Battle? It's a hilarious show.
Good?
Yeah, they have it at the Comedy Store. You got to come, man.
I love it.
They do it at the Comedy Store on Tuesday nights, and they do it late at night. And I think it starts at like midnight, right?
I'm not sure.
Isn't it?
But your boy Tony
11:30?
Hinchcliffe tore it up, too.
Yeah, it's just some of the funniest young up and coming kids. And
just-
adults, I should say. Some of them are like, for whatever reason, deep in their 30s.
There's some old-ass people in there, too,
Yeah,
though.
some 50-year-old people that are on Roast Battle.
They have great
But-
judges, too.
Yeah, and they have comics judge it, and then they'll do like one joke, and the other person will do a joke against them, and they go back and forth, and then the audience decides who got who better.
It's so creative. And like Tony Hinchcliffe, I guess he does a podcast at the Comedy Store on Monday nights or something like that, whatever it is. And he texts me and goes,
It's called Kill Tony.
Kill Tony, yeah. He texted me and goes, "Hey man, when do you come by and do the podcast?" And I went, do the show. And I went, "I'm down to do like a podcast, but I'm not letting you just roast the shit out of me. I'm not going, it's too easy."
I don't know how to come. I'm not good at roasting other people. Like I'm not good at those comebacks.
Well, also, you want everybody to love you. You don't want to be mean
but I
to
also
people.
don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
It
I
ain't
never
for
like
you,
that.
B. It ain't
Yeah,
for
you
you.
are just-
Tony would eat you alive.
I can't hurt people. Even if I had a good put down, I couldn't. I just don't
Tony
wanna-
would eat you
Yeah,
fucking
I don't like
a,
hurting
Brian
people's
Moses.
feelings.
like a cannibal.
Yeah.
Brian Moses, the guy who hosts it, is perfect.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
Brian's a
up-and-coming
good guy.
I love it, man.
Great
I like
guy.
Brian. Yeah.
It's a great show.
You know what's tough on that, because obviously they're going based off each other, you volleying back and forth down jokes and roasting each other. But when someone has a horrible, like just a great roast, and the other one's not ready, when a roast is bad, it's bad.
Oh, they're
like
good.
Ralphie May
Yeah.
was like, "That's why your eyes are close together," and the crowd's like, it's just dead silent. I'm like, oh God, fuck.
I heard
because
about
it's
it
on
and
the
I
spot.
couldn't watch it.
It's on the
Yeah,
spot.
I don't want to see somebody get knocked out
this
like
on
that. I don't like
YouTube?
that
It's on
shit.
Comedy Central. I'm sure it's on YouTube. But Whoopi Goldberg was a coach, or she was a judge. Man, it was tough.
What was tough? Whoopi Goldberg being
Just
a
her,
judge?
her commentary and everything. Like she's
Yeah.
just out of the loop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she's like,
out
it's like
of the
someone let your
fucking
grandma
loop.
on the mic.
Yeah, that's 100% what she was doing.
It's funny how people can ride something great for a long time. Like her first HBO special was pretty.
Was it really great?
Yeah, it was really good. I thought it was really, really good. Theatrically, it was excellent.
Theatrically, what did she do?
This
Fucking play?
motherfucker's in an audition again.
He's
He's in
great.
the room right now with the producers.
No.
Brian's trying to get on
Had
this-
some wine
No.
last night in Santa Monica
No.
with some good friends.
You cannot take away from
Brian's
her.
trying to get on The View right now.
The two things she did to get herself known on HBO, they were pretty amazing.
Whoopi Goldberg?
Yeah, you can't take that away from her. But I will say that, and then she did Ghost, but you can ride had that
ghost
shit
is
for a
big.
long
I'm
time.
blacking out right now. There's no air in this room. I just sucked it all up.
Hey, 20 years ago. It was 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
she's not doing. She's not
got
like
a-
in the comedy scene. She
she's
does
got a
the
look.
View.
Yeah.
She
She's
does
got
the
a look
View.
that's very distinctive.
Right.
And she seems like a very friendly person in America. Took her in a long time ago.
Yeah.
And she's sort of been in this steady coasting state ever since then.
Well-
so when she goes and does something that demands like pop, like these things, or when she expresses herself on The View, like when she's got an opinion, it's not very succinct. It's not like clear and sharp and like well defined. There's like there's a lot of like laziness to it, you know. And it's not that I'm sure she's just a really wealthy woman who is, you know, set for life. She doesn't have to worry about shit.
She dresses that way, too.
And when she's up there, she's like casual and she's being herself. So in
Casual
some way,
as fuck. Just
Yeah,
Crocs on and
yeah,
shit.
some ways it's like what you're getting is when you get a person that's like at that level. She's an Oscar winner.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
she's over it.
Yeah.
She's like, "What's up? I'm
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg. I don't have to do
But
shit anymore."
she even brought that up
Yeah.
on the show. She said, "I have Oscars." It's like that's what she said.
That
on
was
the
her
show.
roast. Yeah, it was like
that's when someone came at her when her and Jeselnik were going at it, and she was like, "Who are you? You know, I have Oscars." Like that's her thing. Like she says, "I have Oscars."
that's
honey."
not funny.
You know what happens?
But that's what
But
you know, it's like-
sometimes success can stop a lot of things. So Bob Dylan was, and he's produced a lot and been amazing, but they were going through like the lyrics that he was writing and stuff, and when he was younger, that made him like a legend. And he said, and he literally went, "Isn't that something?" And they go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I just don't, that was a different person back then who wrote that stuff. Like I could never do that again. I could never replicate that again. That magic that made me what I am is gone. So much of it was wanting to be heard so badly. So much of it was, can I even do this? The wonder and the mystery of who am I? And let me see if this effort can bear fruit." And when you get really wealthy and you get really famous and you become a legend, it's very difficult to replicate that kind of stuff. Like Ellen DeGeneres for me, when she was younger and doing stand-up, personally, I loved her stand-up when she was younger. And then I was thinking to myself, you had this great stand-up career, and then you became a talk show host. You make a fortune.
She's really good at that, though.
But I just could never do that. That would be so boring to me in
You know what
comparison to
she's the
stand-up.
best interview with her and Caitlyn Jenner, where Caitlyn Jenner was talking about how she doesn't believe in gay marriage because I'm more of a traditionalist. So she's sitting there with her frozen face. Well, I've always been a traditionalist. And you're like, what in the fuck are you talking about? Your face is Botoxed and cut, and your jaws, half your jaws missing. You're wearing lipstick. You're all this. That's her up there on the screen. All this craziness, and she's saying that she's not into gay marriage, or she wasn't into gay marriage. She's trying to change my opinion now, but because she's more of a traditionalist. Like you are a man
traditionalist.
that thinks they're a woman. There's
fuck are you
nothing
talking about?
further from a traditionalist.
Yes. That's
And
the
Ellen-
Hollywood insanity.
But Ellen like wrote her on it. She's like, how can someone like you, who's faced so much discrimination, how could you be against gay marriage? And this is my take on this Caitlyn Jenner thing that everybody's always been missing. You're talking about a nonsense person. You're talking about a male Kardashian. I mean,
Correct.
this is what this is. And we're having this
Attention.
national debate, which is an important national debate because there's a spectrum of gender, and there's some people that get stuck in some weird spots, and to like be mean about those people because they're not a manly man like Brendan Schaub. Or
Bryan Callen. Say Bryan Callen.
Bryan Callen.
Shane
You know what I mean?
Carlin.
Or a girly girl, you know,
Yeah.
like Katy
Sure.
Perry. There's a lot of women and men that fall in these weird places. But this is the wrong one to pay attention to.
Yes. I
agree.
This is crazy.
I agree 100%.
This is, I mean, it's not a bad person, you know, they're not a horrible person.
She's Kardashian. though.
Yeah, but this is what we've been dealing with when we're talking about like putting focus on people for no reason whatsoever other than the fact that there's a camera on them.
People also get bullied into being super supportive and completely a fanatic on that
Exactly.
side. Instead of having an objective, fair, critical point of view, like it's weird or like, I don't know, she's not that impressive. What she did in 1976 was pretty impressive and whenever, but
Dude,
all right.
it's social media, man. Social media, the pressure and the amount of human beings that you're communicating with, it's off the charts. The numbers are crazy. The numbers that you're interacting with on a daily basis, if you have any sort of a point whatsoever, like this football player dude, if he has any sort of a point that he wants to make, dude, you're dealing with literally millions of people throwing their opinions your way, and it's a storm, and you can't like go outside in the rain and pick the raindrop that you're going to communicate with.
No, you can't.
And
Look at
that's
Homegirl.
essentially what he's doing when it's opinions.
Yeah.
Opinions are coming at him like rain.
Well, but also look at Homegirl. Who's the comedian from Ghostbusters? The black girl.
Shit.
Leslie Jones.
Leslie Jones. Her shit got so bad. People are when she's doing
She
Ghostbusters.
exacerbated that.
You
she
think?
exacerbated by about
They
poorly
leaked naked photos.
No,
too.
that was afterwards.
Yeah, I
But
know,
Before
but
that,
they went ham on
I don't
it.
know if it's the same people. I mean, obviously somebody leaked her naked photos, but they'll leak your naked photos too if you leave them on iCloud. Stupid.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they'll leak everyone's naked photos. You leave
Yeah.
your dick on iCloud, that shit's going online.
All my dick pics I'm pretty proud of.
But she interacted with some of those people, and she
That's
did
what you
it.
can't
It was
do.
poorly thought out. They weren't like, and then this
I
guy.
feel like she's new to it too, though, right?
Yeah, she is new to it. Dude, it's a motherfucker out
Ghostbusters.
there. Sideways rain, baby. There's a fucking hurricane out your door. Go out there and find a raindrop.
But I feel like successful people don't pay attention to most of that bullshit.
Some people do. Tyron Woodley apparently has been paying attention to it. I've been reading all this shit about Tyron, reading all these
Really?
haters' tweets and
Why
all
would
these
he do
people.
that?
I don't know, man. Maybe someone needs to talk to him. Maybe he doesn't mind. Maybe he's using it as a psychological exercise. But he's talking about all these people that are being racist to
No,
him
that'll
and
get dark,
talking
man.
shit to him.
He needs to focus on Wonder Boy.
Not only that, when they find out that you're paying attention,
Oh, it
and that
gets
it
worse.
freaks you out, like this Kaepernick guy
Yeah.
that's losing weight and he fucking can't throw right
Oh.
anymore. Ah. Just too many of them, man. Just too many people.
Especially in negative, if they can't affect the celebrity in that fashion, they're
Also,
gonna
it's-
fucking try, man.
It's natural. It's as natural as a virus.
Being
it's
a
as
hater?
natural as, yeah. There's a certain amount of people that they got a fucking shit hand in life. And they are who they are through a series of bad decisions and life circumstances and genetics and all the above. And they see a guy like Kaepernick that's making $50 million over the next couple of years. And they're
Dime
like,
piece, too.
Fuck him. And
Good
they-
looking dude too.
yeah.
Has a bit of a nose, but good looking dude.
And they
Oh, yeah.
come home every day and they run to that computer from their McDonald's job with fucking fry smell all over their body, their hands, and they just start printing
what's-
all kinds of rude shit about
Just
him.
hope-
But
hoping to get a
although
response.
the article we read in Time Magazine had a front page article, and according to that author and his research, a lot of that hate comes from, I don't know, kindergarten teachers, doctors, lawyers, and people, your next door neighbor you would never imagine, but they just have a mean streak.
Well, they just
and
said
they
it
just
could come
wanna
from.
be
They said it
mean.
could come from anyone.
Yes.
Like just don't assume the guy's in the basement of his mom's house jacking off.
That's
Like,
right.
it can literally come from anyone, especially Kaepernick, who's a San Francisco 49er. You might be a Seattle fan. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna hate him. I might as well.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
a doctor in Seattle. Fuck this dude.
It gives you a free pass. If
Gives you a
he's
free
from
pass.
another state.
There's also something about some people when nobody's looking to do something outrageous, forbidden, that would be totally out of character
Yeah.
is freeing, right? So they just want to do it's almost like when you're in in an airplane, you have to be quiet and stuff, and you go to the bathroom and you're about to pee and you look in the mirror and you go and you just do some weird face because
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
you
release.
fucking weirdo.
All right,
We're
that's
not
some
doing
weird
that, man.
shit.
Maybe guys, I don't know.
But no, you're definitely right. Like I think people that are buttoned down all day, like doctors and lawyers,
Yeah.
and people that have to put on a persona all day long, those are the ones who want to hire mistresses and get them to shit on them and smack them in the face. And
Well, they've
they
done a
wanna
lot
do
of-
wacky stuff.
They've done a lot of studies on cultures that produce a lot of shit videos and these really perverse videos.
Talking about the Japanese.
Well, I'm talking about the Japanese and the Germans who tend to be very disciplined, very authoritarian, and very buttoned down and formal.
Yeah.
So, listen, man, when
called
you got to do that
bukkake.
all the time,
It's called bukkake.
yeah,
I can't watch them. I'll throw up.
you want some extreme human beings they just want to be. It was like they were talking about why would the Germans at one point, who were the quote unquote most civilized society in the world, they read Goethe and everything else, and what happened? It culminated with concentration camps and feeding people to gas chambers and ovens. Huh? What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Meanwhile, Alir Latife is stepping towards a cage. Just a video of him online really recently where he deadlifts, what was it, like 450 pounds 33 times?
That's
Oh my
impressive.
God, Brendan Schaub might not be able to do that.
Something ridiculous like that.
I can't
But
do
he
that.
does 33 deadlifts
He's
with
built
it.
for it.
You watch
he's
it,
a
and
little
you're like,
spark plug.
check this motherfucker out. Like, what is the weight? What does it say there?
440, 33 times.
Okay, 440 pounds. He does it 33 fucking reps.
Mr. Schaub's doing 550 for 10 and doing 10 sets of that.
I could probably get close.
To this?
I'd blow my asshole
I bet
out.
you could.
Is a big
He's
fucking
not.
dude.
Oh, he's not doing continuous.
Oh, Brendan will do that.
Well, he's doing them and then dropping them and then letting them go.
Brendan Schaub will do that. Brendan Schaub
Now,
do that.
let me ask you this: is that the way to go with deadlifts? Do you just let it go when it goes to? You don't lower it down. Like, why wouldn't you lower it down?
I lower it down, especially if I'm doing continuous reps. That's a little weird. I guess maybe saving energy doing it, but you're restarting every time, so it's more work, I feel like.
Well, maybe that's why they're doing it. Maybe it's just. I mean, obviously,
lot more
this
work.
is something thought up.
I thought he was going boosh, boosh,
No,
boosh. That's
he's
impressive.
letting it drop.
It's
but
still impressive. It's
still
not as hard.
impressive. He's doing
Yeah,
33 reps,
but
dude.
Brendan was doing 550,
Don't call
10
him B.
reps.
Don't call him B.
He was doing 10 reps. Sorry. He was doing 10 reps and he did 10 sets of that. And you were doing that. You were lifting 550 like you were getting out of a chair. That was ridiculous.
For what? Because I fucking tell dick jokes and drink coffee.
You're strong.
Because you want to look good.
You're very
Shit.
strong.
Correct.
Yeah, you want to look like a stud.
Yeah.
This
you're
guy,
right.
this guy
When
is
you're
a
right, you're
very
right, Joe.
strong
You got
man.
a big ass gorilla body and you weren't lifting weights, it would be rude. Like you got this big ass body and you let it get all doughy and soft and get a little pot that hangs over your
Could be
belt
funny,
buckle.
though.
No.
No, that's not
No.
funny.
People would be upset. This motherfucker got the perfect frame and he's wasting it eating Cheetos. You know? I mean, if you have one of those bodies, you're supposed to fucking maintain that bitch. Like if you have a Ferrari and you're putting paint like on it, I want to paint my own smiley faces
Like an
on
asshole.
it. Yeah, put
Yeah.
bumper stickers. Free
Right.
Tibet on a Ferrari. You know?
Free to that.
Free to that on a
Don't ever
That's
do that.
really funny.
You're ruining the shape of this beautiful thing. Ryan Bader stepping in. Now, how does one, like recover from that Rumble Johnson fight? Like he's moving into the top 10. He's in the top 10.
Oh,
he's
top
towards,
5?
Yeah. I'm
Well,
saying
he won 5
he's
in a
on his
row.
way towards a title shot, and then he fights someone like Rumble, and he gets so annihilated that it leaves this like, okay, how much improvement would he have to make before he could beat Rumble?
Well, but that Rumble fight, I don't think, if I'm Ryan Bader, I'm his camp, you can't really chalk it up as, he was the better fighter. I think Bader shit his pants in a huge situation. It didn't go his way. Back to the drawing board. You get past this one, then he's probably going to get Gustafsson next. If they both win, is what I would assume.
Maybe. Could be.
Because, but
OSP's still in the mix,
he
too.
already beat OSP.
Yeah, he did, but OSP, I'm sure, would like a rematch.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
He's only 33. It's
Ilir
amazing
Latab.
when you think Ryan Bader won the Ultimate Fighter way back in the day.
Forever ago.
So long ago,
Then he
man.
has those
Damn,
wrestling days.
Bader's 6'2". I didn't know he was that tall.
It's a big boy.
Wow.
He's fairly narrow. Like he's not like Latife's different. How tall's Latife? Is he 5'10"?
5'10". Where's he
Spark
from?
plug.
Where's he from?
Arizona.
Latife?
What's
I
his?
think Latife's Albanian.
Damn.
See if that's true.
But he
I don't wanna
was
be rude.
Swedish, right? He grew up in Sweden.
Is that what it is?
I
Is
bet
that
you he's
Sweden?
Afghani. I'm going to say Afghani.
I'm pretty sure Rose from the Comedy Store said that's her Albanian brother.
God damn, he's jacked.
Find
Yeah,
out if he's
Both these guys
originally
are
from
bodied
Albania.
up.
She's right. This guy's a tank though, man. Like,
He can hit,
look
too.
at the size of him. If you look at his fucking head, like he's a tank.
If I'm Beta, I wear his ass out and look to knock him out in the late second or third.
Yeah, he's super explosive. It says he was born in Sweden. It says all Sweden.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
not.
Doesn't
Swedish.
say
I
anything
think he's-
Albania.
He must be.
Might go to the Wikipedia,
He
buddy,
was born and raised in Sweden.
Background.
because they don't make him looking like that in Sweden.
No,
What does it
they
say?
definitely
Ethnicity? This is Albania. Yeah, Albania.
There you go.
Shout
Shout
out
out
Swedish
from
from
people
Rose.
all look the same.
Yeah, they do.
It's true,
Fucking
they're white.
whiteys. Goddamn whitey.
Northern.
I could say
Green and
that.
blue eyes.
I'll tell you
and
what,
shit.
though. Musasi ate the fucking shit out of Latifi's whole world.
Right,
Just
but Latifi
jabbed
took
the
that
fuck
fight
out of him.
Latifi took that fight on super short notice because somebody else got injured. It was a last-minute fight. It was Latifi's first fight in the UFC.
See that ring card girl?
Latifi doesn't
Her thing
have
was
a good. Latifi
You know, they
doesn't
go like
have
this,
a
you
good. Like he doesn't have a big win. This would be his biggest win by far in the UFC. He
Right.
hasn't really beat anyone that good so far.
No, this would be his biggest opponent for sure, but he's a spooky dude.
Oh, I hate this fight for Bader, especially coming off a loss for Anthony Johnson in fucking Germany.
Well, Latifi is a world-class wrestler, too. That's
Yes.
the other scary thing about it. So Bader is most likely going to be out-wrestled by him, like if they just go wrestling to wrestling, and Latifi can starch you with one shot. Like he clipped him right there. Just clipped him with a left hook.
Remember, Bader has power too, though.
He does.
Remember, he had
He
Glover
does.
on the ropes and then
Yeah.
ate a fucking hook from Mars.
Well, he won the Ultimate Fighter by bombing on Vinny Magalhaes.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, he beat the brakes
And he
off
wrestled
him.
in college, so he's
ASU.
slouch.
Him and Kane were on the same team.
But he's,
All-American.
he's fighting a guy with a lot to gain and some serious power and a guy who doesn't have a lot of miles on him. That was a good right hand there by Bader.
Latifi has a lot of miles on because of the World Wrestling
See how he's
shit.
switching his stance? It's kind
You know what I'm saying, Joe?
Wrestling training, you mean?
Yeah, all
Yeah.
that wrestling. I mean, granted, Bader grew up wrestling too, but a little different on the world level.
Latifi is really reaching. He's trying to close the distance, like with these frantic sprints, and Bader is like really elegantly sliding out of the way.
Now
That
remember,
doesn't look good
Bader's
for
beat
Latifi.
Bader.
Ooh,
Ooh, nice.
high kick.
Bader's beat Phil Davis, Rashad Evans, like OSP. He's
Yep.
beat some fucking guys, man. He's been in there with way better competition.
100%, no question. And here's the thing about Latifi, like he's got this big power, but if you look at like his technical approach, like how he's trying to approach Ryan, he's trying to step and then bomb. And if it works, look, if he catches you with one of those
it's
things, you're
over.
Fucksville.
But a guy at Ryan's level, he shouldn't really be getting caught with that stuff.
And so he switched up to wrestling, and Ryan stuffed the takedown. So now Alir is like definitely losing this round so far, and he's losing it in terms of like strategy, his ability to execute.
See how he switches to southpaw?
Oh, kick to the body by Bader. 306, 302, 301, 3 minutes into the first round. So if you want to sync it up with us. Yeah, Latifi does not look good right here.
No, he
And he
looks
keeps
terrible.
getting clipped with the kick, and look how easy Bader blocked that punch because it's obvious. You know, it's that looping right that comes.
Latifi even got double unders, couldn't take Bader down. Bader, I mean, people underestimate Bader's wrestling. They
Yeah.
forget about it because he really doesn't use it that much.
It's interesting how like there's certain things that you just absolutely predict, right? Like if a guy catches your leg, if you throw a right kick and the guy catches your leg, he's going to throw a right hand, like every time. So
Yeah.
you know that right hand's
The counter.
coming. You know, it's unusual approaches to those real common situations.
Oh! He keeps
catches
walking
that
into
kick.
that.
Oh, Latifi throwing bombs.
Got kicked
Bader-
in the fucking face.
Bader
Yeah,
clocked him
he's-
with that.
Southpaw. This is
Yeah, Latife's trying to sprint at him in these
with
these
his head down. He's gonna get
exchanges.
a knee. He's gonna
Yeah.
catch a knee, man.
Latifi's hair said, "See ya." Why not just shave it, right, fellas?
He's got most of it shaved. I think he just lets it grow with his beard for a couple of days. Ilir. That's a cool name.
Yeah,
yeah, it is.
Ilir.
So Bader is doing a lot of switching stances.
He looks great, man.
yeah, he looks real loose.
You know, a big loss like the
See that?
Johnson one, man, especially when you come off that huge win streak.
Yeah.
I'm sure he went back to the drawing board just to improve on stuff. But if you can get past him, then give him like a Gustafson next, he's right back up in there, man. Especially at 205. Like, who knows what's going to happen with John?
Yeah.
You got DC, Rumble, you know?
Yeah, I mean, everybody just assumes that if Rumble catches you, go to sleep, no matter who you are.
Well, that'd be correct unless
Yeah.
you're DC. He did catch DC and
He
drop
did.
him on his ass.
Bader, like good technique there. Holds the left hand high, pinned to his face, throws that counter right hand, and he's able to throw like check hooks on both sides.
Look at that
Alir
stuff.
tries
Oh.
to take down.
Dude, Bader is fucking on one tonight, man.
It looks
Latifi got
good.
double unders, couldn't do shit.
Oh,
Yeah, it looks good, man. Looks good. And also, you got to realize that Latifi, we're 4 minutes into this fight. He's been unsuccessful for 4 minutes. His mind's got to be fucking with him.
Not even close either.
Yeah.
Not a fuck with you.
Oh, he just connected with the left hand. He just connected with the left hand.
That's the danger of fighting this guy.
Yeah,
He has so much power. Look at him.
The way he
Bader
throws
can see
things,
it coming
too.
from
Yeah.
fucking a mile
tell
away.
the
Yeah,
ref and that.
he's got to figure out a way. Well, you know, you don't learn until you fight a guy like this. You got to figure out a way to do it technically and then bomb selectively.
Correct.
Like these guys that try to bomb exclusively, those guys go dry. They run out of gas.
Especially when you get in the top 5.
Yeah.
I mean,
even
12
experienced
through
guys.
15, you're fine. But
Like
top
Lombard,
5,
even Hector Lombard does that.
Yeah.
You know, and he's an experienced guy with a world Bellator championship.
Oh! That's what we were talking about.
He caught him.
That's what we're talking. He
That's
just needs to get out of
what
this
he's
round.
Well, he should break free, man, and keep bombing. Ryan Bader's in deep
Hang on,
shit
Bader.
right now.
Damn,
Bader's
Bader
in deep
got
shit.
dropped, son.
damn. Bader's tough.
Dude, and let me tell you something. Okay,
Fuck, he got
how
out
do
of
you
the
score
round.
the fight? How do you score the fight? How do you score that round? This is a good question.
He knocked him
You give it to
down.
Alifi.
So you got to give.
You give it to
Yeah, you got to
Alifi.
give his.
Alifi.
Bader
Latifi.
was winning
Latifi.
4 minutes and
Look at
40
this.
seconds of that
Here
fight.
it is.
Still. If you knock him down,
It's the end of the round, and he got the knockdown.
that's a legit
It's
knockdown.
no-brainer.
That's a legit
Come on,
knockdown.
there's no way you're going
One.
to give it to the other it to Bader. There's no way you're going to give it to Bader. It was
Man.
the end of the round,
I'd give
and
it
he
a
got
draw.
knocked down.
I'd give it a draw.
Dude, it was the
think-
end of the round, and he got knocked down, and you're going to give it to Bader?
Yeah.
Okay, but a
That's
knockdown,
ridiculous.
and scoring wise in MMA is not the same as a knockdown in boxing. If it was boxing, that would be either a 10-8 round or a 9-9
It's
round.
all
Correct.
based on boxing, though. It was all striking.
It's
There was no
not, though.
grappling. There
It's
was no
not, though.
grappling. It was
So-
a
so
boxing
let me ask
No,
you
no,
this,
but that's
Eddie.
I mean, but boxing scoring.
So,
in boxing
Eddie-
scoring, when a guy gets knocked down, you
Okay,
lose a
give it
point.
to Bader then.
Eddie,
No,
Bryce-
no, I'm not saying that.
No,
I'm
I'm not
just-
saying that. Eddie Bryan. So let's say he knocked him down the first 20 seconds of that fight, and then Bader won the rest 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Who would you give the round to?
That's different. It's a whole
Probably-
different situation.
probably.
It's not the same.
It is the
described-
same.
You described a totally different situation.
No, I didn't. It's the exact
It's the end of
same.
the round, and he got knocked down.
So the
That's
end of the
different.
round means more.
At the end of the
Yeah,
round.
I
No,
would
it
count-
doesn't.
Yes, it
I
does.
would personally count
Yes, it does.
how you're doing toward the end of the
Ask
fight.
Mazagati.
Guys can't talk
More.
over each other, please.
That's not the way the judging works, fellas. I hate to tell you.
Yeah, well, it's true. It's true. Like as far as like what the fight is or how it's being judged because
Yes.
of the rules, we're talking about two totally different things. If you're looking at the fight, yeah, if this was a fight in the street and Latife got pulled off of him at the last second, everybody would think Latife won.
Even
Well, that's like
of
the
a
Nate
sport,
Diaz
even
fight.
in the sport, he won.
Well,
he knocked him down.
At the very least, he made it a debate.
That fight
Correct.
could have been over right there with some more time.
Yeah,
Come
but he
on.
survived.
It doesn't matter.
You got Bader on that round?
I have
Take
a
it,
draw.
take it, take
I have a
it.
draw.
A draw.
Yeah.
It could be.
He never heard.
I
the
didn't
Lucy.
see Bader doing anything besides stuffing takedowns, though. He didn't really
Uh-oh.
connect a lot.
He's got this front headlock here. Bader's
Octagon control,
That's not
forward
good because
aggression.
that means
Brian.
Bader's probably
Yeah,
kind of
that's true.
tired, and he got clipped there.
Yeah, Bader's.
That's true. He was pressing it the whole
You
time.
guys just got to know how they score the rounds.
Yeah.
I want to know how you scored it, not how other people scored it.
I would give that a draw, an even round.
Okay.
Just because
All right.
one guy does something with the last 20 seconds. That's
Hey.
like saying the Conor Diaz fight. Man, if that was
Oh!
a fight, Diaz would
I'm
probably
just talking
win,
about the
right?
sport. I'm not talking about an alley.
Latife threw a punch. I always like flinch when dudes throw a punch and they land with the thumb.
Oh,
You know,
dude.
and they throw that like right hook, but it doesn't land knuckles.
That's
it
why I
lands
have
with the
this
side.
fucking earthworm scar on my arm.
Yeah, I'm
Because
sure.
I land on that and it fucking compound fracture.
Yeah, Latife just did that. He just threw a whipping bomb of a right hand. He landed with his thumb, and I went, oof.
And it usually lands on like skull, like not on chin.
yeah.
It's the
Just
worst.
shatters your bone. Just keep an eye on his right hand.
I shattered my right thumb, and when I got a surgery, I asked the doctor, "How's the scar?" I went, "I did my best."
Oh.
It looks like a
my
fucking
best.
I did my
it looks like a
best.
centipede on my right hand.
So you're saying that comes from what, throwing that over that long hook?
Yeah, like a straight arm hook, and you hit
Right.
with the thumb.
Oh my God!
How do you score it now, bitch?
There it is.
Damn, Ryan Bader! Holy shit!
How'd
He
you
kept,
score
he
that
kept
one,
going
fellas?
down like that. That's what I said. He kept like
That makes it easy.
That makes it easy.
kept dipping his head,
Holy
man. He's gonna get
shit.
caught eventually.
God, Bader got away with fucking.
Congrats
that was
to
rough.
Ryan Bader.
That's
Congrats.
huge, Bader.
That's huge.
Such a dangerous fight.
Jesus.
There's such a dangerous fight and hurt at the end of the first round and comes back with that shot. Holy fuck, man.
Yeah.
Now, was that a kick or a knee?
It was a knee. He kept going down like that. Because he's a
take a look
southpaw.
at
Let's see.
Circling.
I think he was doing both.
Watch, boom.
See, he was going for a kick.
it was a kick,
It
but
was
he
just
caught
more.
him with
Yeah,
the
that's
knee.
awful.
perfect time.
Oh, my God. Look at that.
Look at
Walk
Bader.
away. Look at this.
Yeah, boom.
Yeah, that was a kick
can
that
see it
landed
happen.
on
Yeah.
the knee.
That's dangerous. That looks
God,
awful.
it was perfect timing, though.
Beautiful
Holy shit.
fucking kick.
God damn, that
He
was
landed
good. Look
two
at
of
this.
those in the first round.
Look at this.
Boom.
Actually, that kind of looks like a knee. It's
It
like
was a
it's
knee.
like he adjusted. It
It
definitely
looks like he was
landed.
going for a kick
Yeah.
and then just fall through on the knee.
I think he might have adjusted
Yeah.
and turned it into a knee.
Beautiful either way.
But
Yeah,
being
it
a
was
wrestler, his
awesome.
instinct looked like he just would keep going for that double when he got in trouble.
God damn, Ryan Bader. Holy shit, that's huge.
Such a big win for him. Coming off that loss, too, to get a knockout win. Top 4. You're getting Gus for next, son. Enjoy that. It's a tough fight. Joe Silva's
That was-
out, so I.
So is that it? Is Joe Silva definitely out now?
Yeah, he's retiring. He said, "I made bank, son.
But
See ya."
is he done like this year? Or is
End
he
of the
done
year.
right now? End of the year?
End of the year.
Wow.
He said, "I made my money. Fuck this silly matchup stuff."
Wow. That's
Good for him.
interesting.
Sean Shelby, take care of this.
He must
That's
have
interesting.
gotten paid.
That's what they say.
Walk away. Damn.
Paid. Paid. And what's he do after this? Just lead the troll
Porn.
charge online?
Porn. Joe Silva just starts doing UFC
Does he just
porn.
lead the troll charge? Like he's the head troll online now?
Cut to Joe Silva's next project. Quick YouTube clip, him in a diaper, pink cage. Bam, coming soon.
It's called
Just
He May Be
real
Short, but he's
quick.
got a dick.
And just
Real
all
quick.
big dudes in
at
MMA
this.
gloves.
Boom!
Christ.
Yeah, it's like he was going for a kick and then adjusted in mid-swing and turned into a perfect knee.
You could see it. It's
Look at
gonna
this.
come.
Yeah, see how he turned the knee
Oof,
in?
that's awful.
Yeah, beautiful.
Fuck, that's awful.
Fuck, man, that's amazing. Good
Great
for
win.
Ryan Bader. Congratulations. Look
God,
at that.
that's huge.
It's amazing that he's only 33. I mean, we've seen this dude in the UFC for a long time, but realistically, like, he's in his prime right now.
Right now.
Yeah,
Right now.
32 to like 35. You
Experience
start
too, especially light heavyweight or heavyweight.
around 35, 36. You start going, if you're not doing anything, how long can you keep this up?
Yeah. If you're not on an upward trajectory, it's not going
Hey,
good.
let me ask you that because you just had Scott Coker on, who
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of, and he
Such
went
a
over.
good dude.
Yeah, great guy, and he's running Bellator now. Wish him all the luck in the world. Powerful Matt Hughes. That's a chin. That's an American chin right
It's
there.
a fucking American
God damn it.
haircut.
That's an American period.
G.I. Joe, you
Him and
fucks.
Henzo in Abu Dhabi.
Respect.
Hear about that?
Yeah, they're gonna have a grappling match.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love Henzo.
But Scott Coker running Bellator. If you're a fighter and occasion, you like a little help, and train. Sometimes we're tired and just a little pick me up. Run away from the doctor and no one need to know. A couple days, I'll be back, my friend.
My friend.
There's people, that have been doing that since the beginning of time. They've been taking a little something, and then they get to the weigh-in, and all they have to do is pass what most fighters call the intelligence test.
Yes.
Don't get popped after the fight. So it'll help you with your training. And how many guys are like looking at Bellator and saying, "Well, there's no USADA over there."
Keep I can fight longer.
Oh, not only longer.
Into my
how
30s.
How about better?
Yeah, better.
How
That'd
about
be
way
the,
better?
That'd be the thing,
Yeah.
better. And I can have all my sponsors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we can't find Brendan. He's on a mountain somewhere in Colorado, and we can't get a piss test off of him. Meanwhile,
Jacked.
he's just out there, just veins coming out of your dick and your face, and your tongue has veins. And
Rocky Mountain oysters.
he's just doing deadlifts. Fuck Aaliyah TV. 34, 35, 36. Yeah, man. I mean, there's a real
incentive to go there.
a
For
real
sure.
incentive, and then there's a financial incentive because you can keep all your sponsors. You don't have to worry about having a Reebok pair of shorts on. You could have Nike and fucking Under Armour and Condom
Whatever you
Depot
want,
and whatever the fuck you want.
Well, that's what's going on with GSP and UFC, right? Like GSP goes, so I retired, but his contract freezes. So the contract doesn't change because the last time he fought was 2013. He still has that old contract. So when he comes back, they just go, yeah, turn the contract back on. He's like, whoa. When I was fighting for this money from the UFC, I had Under Armour. I had all these, all these crazy brands. I'm making tens of millions of dollars. So
Yeah.
you gotta make up for that. And they're going, no, we're good. And he's like,
Yeah.
no, you can't do that. I'm fucking George St. Pierre.
Did you see the war of words he's been having with Dana? Where Dana's like, he really doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to fight at a championship level. And then
Dana
George
point.
goes, he does not know me.
Yeah, give me
He
one
does not
fight.
know me.
He goes, give me one fight, and I'll show you who wants to
Yeah.
fight.
Well,
But how much
you
money do
can't-
you fucking need, UFC? Just pay the man.
Here's the thing from my perspective. You can never say that a guy like George doesn't want it anymore unless he fights. You cannot say that. He is the greatest welterweight of all. There's two guys. There's Matt Hughes and there's George St. Pierre. Those are the two, without a doubt, greatest welterweights historically ever. So if either one of those guys wants to fight again, the last thing you can say is he doesn't want it. Because only he knows if he wants
That's
it.
right.
He's the baddest motherfucker that ever
George
weighed
St.
in at
Pierre.
170 pounds
Fought
and
everybody.
fought.
Ever.
Yep.
And fought everybody.
It's George
Everybody.
St. Pierre.
He might go to Bellator.
No, he can't.
But-
UFC owns his contract.
But if I was Dana, I'd probably say the same shit. Like
100%.
That's what you gotta say.
All they're doing
He
is playing the
doesn't
game.
want it.
To get him-
I will show
fired
you.
up.
I will sign your
I'll
contract.
sign it.
I
I'll
will
fucking
sign your
sign
contract.
it.
I will
Nah,
fight
he
for
don't want
free.
I'll do it for free. Fuck it.
I
Give me
will
that
fight
Reebok
for
kid.
Quebec. All the money will go to my country.
George is too smart. Do you hear me? He goes, I know what Dana's trying to do. He goes, I'm too smart to play these games. I'll sit out. Like, it's not going to happen.
Is he sitting out for more money? Is that what the deal is?
Oh, you didn't?
Why don't you take over Joe Silva's job? Why don't you call Dana up and say, yo, bygones, let's let this shit go by, water under the bridge. Holla at me, dude. I got some ideas.
I got some ideas.
I got some ideas. Plus, I got flavor and a #1 podcast. Come with me,
true.
son. Let's take a ride.
Let's do this.
Let's take a ride.
Let's take a ride.
Come on, man. You
Come
want to have
on.
some fun? Have a dude that you argue with all the time.
Yeah.
And you guys publicly have little spats. Everybody gets excited. Come on.
Talking about the WWE now.
Let's do this.
Mix it up.
Spit in my hand.
Come on. It's all
Come on.
good, man.
Shake.
I can't wear Reeboks, though.
No
That's the one
Reeboks.
stickler.
You wouldn't wear? Would you wear Yeezys? You fucking dunce.
You're fucking right. You're fucking right. I would.
That's how Yeezys are better.
I thought I had them on right now.
That's a
This
large
is what you want, sir.
Serbian man.
Look at
whatever
what
he is.
I'm wearing
You
here.
got
Chucks.
cons?
These are like some slick looking Chucks, but these are old school Chuck Taylor Converse.
I'm not
thin
mad at 'em.
sole. You feel the ground.
Those are classics.
Quite flexible.
Fashion.
Yeezys,
They're
son.
not comfortable.
What? How dare you?
They're-
How dare
for
you?
a long day, there's not much comfort. Although they redid the soles on those.
I don't like the new ones. I like
Nike
the
makes
old
the
ones
soles
better.
now.
I don't like the new ones as much.
Well, you
I
can't
wear
get
them.
those.
I like them. They're okay. I should say I don't like them. I prefer these. Those are second.
You
But
prefer the old school fucking wood
yeah.
bottoms.
Yeah, like these, man.
Yeah, you're-
these ones that. Oh, what's this
those
guy's
are
name?
those are new, son.
Yeah,
VM Footwear.
But these are not new. These are
Look
the
us
old
up.
school Converse.
Instagram, VM Footwear. Check them out.
BM footwear.
VM.
VM. Don't go BM. That's body bowel movement. This
Nah,
dude
even
made some,
even these are upgraded, son.
I don't believe so, buddy.
Yeah, feel the sole. Feel the inside.
Oh,
Feel
Brendan
how
knows
thick that
shoes.
sole
You can
is.
see it.
Brendan
It'll
knows
say,
shoes.
Is Lunarlon on there?
Where?
Is it green?
No, they're not the Nike Lunar.
Okay.
They're just the padding on the bottom is thicker than what they used to be.
Oh,
Way
okay.
thicker.
Okay, the inside, like
yeah,
the
yeah,
insole.
but it's not the Nike Lunar.
Okay,
They're still
so
fucking hard as fuck.
The sole's the same, but the insole's quite
Yeah,
a little bit
exactly.
thicker. Either way, that's what I like. I like old school Chucks because they're flat. That's
Mm-hmm.
like how your foot's supposed to be. Like when you wear things with like an elevated heel, like a running shoe,
Mm-hmm.
it's not really supposed to be very good for you.
Really?
Yeah, your body doesn't want to be elevated in your heel like that. You're supposed to wear
Like
some
cowboy boots?
Like Eddie, when you lifted, you would always lift with these on, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they're real thin. You know,
That's
there's
why
a thin
I wear
sole.
ninja
I mean,
slippers.
that's a fucking shoe there, Joe. Can we get you to wear some Yeezys?
No.
Why?
It's
Those are
terrible.
goofy.
They're
What
the
are you
worst.
running?
They're the
They're
worst
You're
so
not
shoes.
running in
comfortable.
those things. Look, why does it have a thin sole
they're-
and where the toes are?
It's a
and
running
big-
shoe.
Shut your fucking mouth. And a fat sole down there. Why?
For pure comfort.
Nobody's running in those. Get
It's a
out
running
of
No,
shoe.
yeah, it
People
is a
work out
running
in them
shoe.
all the time too.
How dare you?
You do not work out in these.
I don't. People do though.
Oh.
At the gym, I see
I-
them all the time.
I just
No.
don't
Yeah.
think that they're that cool looking. I don't like them.
Well, you're 50. I don't think you're the demographic,
Nah,
Bryan
they
Callen.
still just don't.
Ah, you wouldn't know,
aesthetically,
though.
aesthetically, they kind of suck, dude.
Brendan
You wouldn't
Schaub,
know, though.
You and Jamie are on the wrong side of history with these stupid shoes. Both
Well,
of
I
you.
have cons too.
You're gonna
I
look
have
back.
cons too.
You're gonna look back on those shoes like the people do, and you're gonna be like, I can't believe I wore those back in the.
You know what I will never look back on?
2000s.
Me wearing sandals with jeans like you do all the time. And I will
Whatever.
never. Yeah, you just can't
Jesus
do that.
did it, so kiss my ass.
can't do
Jesus
that.
didn't know
I guess
jeans.
Jesus is wrong too.
Dead wrong.
I always forget about Gustafson when I think about the,
He hasn't
the
fought in a
division.
while.
Such a badass.
Well, and also Gustafson is one of those guys that's been talking about retirement. He's talked about ending it soon. You know,
Well,
you gotta,
he went down to San Diego because he wanted to find the passion again, and I guess he still didn't find it. So that's why they kind of.
Are you
this
sure?
is kind of a toss-up fight. Yeah, he was saying he's still having some struggles with it.
Well, he's been public about that.
Oh, yeah.
While training.
Oh, yeah.
For this fight, that might be a trap.
What?
Jan
Who is the
Blachowicz
guy
is
he's
no
fighting?
joke. He's a tough dude,
Compared to
man.
Gustafson, he's a joke.
Well, he's not a joke. He's just inexperienced in comparison to Gustafson. But he's not. He's a dangerous guy. He's from Poland. They don't fuck around, dude. There you see him there.
Gustafson is the fucking. You know what I'm saying? He's
Cream of
that
the crop.
1%er. He almost beat fucking DC. He almost beat John, and then he got that freak knockout by Johnson. He's lost to just the 1% of 1%.
True.
It's tough, man.
Yeah, Blachowicz is certainly. This is like, without a doubt, like the toughest fight he's ever had. What are you looking for? The
That
joint?
guy looks like a bad
Ever.
guy from the James Bond movie. The guy on this right. Look at that guy.
Yeah, he really does.
Jesus, he looks tough. Definitely killed people.
Yeah, he's like the guy that James Bond has to fight
Yes.
in like an elevator, and
Yes.
kills him with a pen.
He looks rough. Like the suit. He's wearing a suit, and it's impossible to be elegant with that. He just looks brutal.
It's not a well-tailored suit either, is it?
It doesn't look it. He's not at home in a suit. He's at home in camo
Camel.
with a knife or a loincloth.
Did he leave his Yeezys at home?
That guy doesn't wear the Yeezys.
Well, he can't get a hold of
Yeezys
them.
melt
too
off his
expensive?
feet.
They're so exclusive. They're tough to get a
What
hold
about
of.
fake Yeezys from China? Is that super popular?
It's super popular, but it's very easy to tell. Me and Brian were at lunch the other day, and 4 guys had them on. I went, Brian, you want to see fake Yeezys? Look
How
at
could
these
you tell?
fucking
He's got
guys.
an eye, man. He's got an eagle eye for that shit.
How could you tell?
There's little things like on the Converse, like maybe the star is black on that Converse. On the Yeezys, the stitching on the back's different. The space between the soles is different.
He's like a sneaker connoisseur.
It's unbelievable.
It's like smelling him like a
He'll
fine
have long
wine.
conversations
No,
about it.
no,
The glue is from Indonesia.
But
This is fake.
no. You know what it is,
glue.
Joe? It'd be the same as someone bought a Z28 and then put SS badges on it. You're like, well, those rims are different.
Right.
The exhaust is different.
right.
The interior is different. Let me see the engine. You're like, God damn it. You're honey dicking me. This ain't a fucking SS.
Cars
Yeah.
are just like shoes.
Exactly.
Details. It's all in the details, kids.
Exactly.
All in the deets.
Dude, how about your boy Damian Maya?
Dude, his
What the
jiu-jitsu
fuck?
is so next level. For him to do that to Condit, just slice through him like butter. Whew.
Dude, can you imagine? Let's say Wonder Boy beats Woodley, and then you have Damian Maya versus Wonder Boy. It would be
Amazing.
like Hot Tub Time Machine 1993.
It seems
Because
like
you
it
have
could
one
take-
guy who just does jiu-jitsu, one guy that just does stand-up
Well, he
in
doesn't
2016.
He doesn't just do jiu-jitsu. The reason why he's able to pull off his beautiful jiu-jitsu is because it's wrestling.
Yeah.
He can take everybody down at 170. It doesn't matter.
For sure,
That's
but
what
it's
made the
still,
difference.
one aspect of MMA compared to one aspect of MMA in 2016.
Right.
But at the highest of highest levels,
That is interesting.
It's fucking
Yeah,
dope.
it's a
It is
throwback.
pretty dope.
It's
Yeah,
dope. It's like
it
Hot
is
Tub
pretty
Time
dope.
Machine, but we just, you know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
went back, but
And
their skills are ridiculous.
It's so equivalent because one guy's this elite world class striker, and this other guy's this elite world class grappler who like they could compete outside of the UFC
Right.
in striking or in grappling. If
Yeah.
Wonder Boy like took on a kickboxing bout in Glory, he'd be very competitive with some of the best kickboxers in
100%.
the world. And if Damian Maya entered into a major jiu-jitsu competition tomorrow, he'd be very competitive against some of the best grapplers in the world. It's really crazy.
It's cool,
Yeah.
right? Isn't it
It's
cool in
almost-
2016 to have that
almost
crazy
never happens.
dynamic?
Yeah.
I can't think of last time something
Yeah,
like
generally, that most UFC fighters, most of them, they couldn't go into like Abu Dhabi or even EBI, and they would get smashed.
unless
Most
they're a
UFC fighters.
high level wrestler. Yeah, it'd be tough.
Yeah, and even high level wrestler, like in the submission only tournament.
Well,
they'll
in
get leg
Abu
locked.
Dhabi,
They get
well,
leg locked.
submission
Right, but
only,
EBI
but like EBI different. Abu Dhabi, there's some high level wrestlers, the guys that jump in there with not a ton of jiu-jitsu experience.
No, yeah, exactly. In Abu Dhabi, because of the point
Correct.
system, wrestling becomes fucking everything.
Correct. That's why you can see certain guys go in
All
and
the
compete.
Brazilians, when they're getting ready for Abu Dhabi, they're going to wrestling camps. They're
Yeah.
with the church boys and all
Because
that.
Abu
People that are
Dhabi
listening
counts
to this,
takedowns or
we
what?
should just explain that Abu
point
Dhabi is
system.
the Abu Dhabi Combat Club. This is like the biggest
like the
submission
Olympics for jiu-jitsu.
grappling. Yeah, Sheikh Taknoon, the guy who owns, I think he owns 10% of the UFC. He also is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Renzo Gracie. And he puts on these grappling competitions that are just monstrous. They spend money and they have the best fighters in the world, and they put together. They should really adopt EBI rules, dude.
It's like blood sport for jiu-jitsu.
Every EBI rules need to be standard, Ejibra.
Now-
you know what?
now
You'd be
EBI
surprised
wrestlers
at
will
how
get fucked
many
up.
tournaments are switching.
I see it.
Many tournaments are switching to EBI rules.
That
now.
makes sense.
It's,
Sonnen went to it. Chael Sonnen's
Yeah.
tournament went to
Yeah,
it.
he did.
Yeah.
Yep. It's smart. It's the most exciting set of rules by far.
By far, not even close.
Thank you, man.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
You
nailed
guys
it.
going to the show next week?
No, Jihad.
Are you going?
Yeah, Jihad.
Sunday? You going?
Where's it at?
Next Sunday at the Orpheum.
LA?
LA, downtown at the Orpheum.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Get your
Let's
tickets
go.
at ebiofficial.com.
We're in.
Oh, for sure?
Yeah.
What about you,
I'm
Brian?
in.
You
I'll
wanna
come.
go? Next Sunday, it's going to be fucking amazing. Gordon Ryan.
I might be in New
Yeah.
York City.
Gordon Ryan
You're in
is,
New York,
Where
is
you
the
going,
best
bitch?
jiu-jitsu
I'm doing
player on the planet right
Gotham,
now.
Gotham Comedy Club.
Okay.
On Sunday?
Wait,
What
wait.
time
No,
is it?
September 16th and 17th. When is it?
11th, September 11th.
September
Jihad.
11th.
I'll be around.
Tower 7 Day. Did you guys see Gordon Ryan versus Keenan Cornelius go for what, 90
minutes, yeah.
Did you see
Keenan's
that?
a
No.
monster.
Keenan's a monster, but Gordon Ryan beat him, man.
Tapped him.
Yep.
20
yep.
years old. Kid's been training jiu-jitsu 4.5 years.
Jesus
They went 90.
Christ.
But Keenan Cornelius is going to do EBI November 6th. We're doing the light heavyweights, and Gordon Ryan's going to do that one as well.
I love Keenan.
But next Sunday is
November
185. Next Sunday is 185. It's the middleweights EBI downtown LA, the Orpheum,
What time does it start?
at 5 o'clock.
Okay, cool.
No, it's going to be on UFC Fight Pass, but for those of you that don't live in Southern California.
Yeah,
So,
UFC Fight Pass stepping up. I love it.
yeah, man. It's
So cool that they did that. Okay, here we go. We got Gustafsson versus Blachowicz. Gustafsson got checked.
I would be willing to bet if Gustafsson, for whatever reason, loses fight, is done fighting.
Blachowicz with a right hand over the top.
Gustafsson's so
I think you say
fucking big.
Blachowicz is the way you're supposed to say it. Blachowicz.
Blachowicz.
I'm saying Blachowicz. I think it's
I like
Blachowicz.
Blachowicz. Just call him the block,
Yeah,
son.
The block.
Talking about the block?
The bloho. No, that doesn't work. Yeah,
I like the block. The
Yeah.
blow.
Oh, shit.
fuck.
He's
I don't like the way Gustafsson's looking.
Blachowicz keeps his head like right in the center when he's throwing bombs against like a really elite guy. He like stiffens up a little bit when he's standing up. He could get clipped with
Dude,
counters. See
Gustafsson
that?
Gustafsson and I trained together for my Mitrione fight, and he went 6 rounds with a world-class boxer, and it was fucking a war, and then jumped in and went 3 rounds with me back to back.
Wow.
He's a fucking animal.
He's a fucking animal. He's a tough guy. And you know what? I mean, like,
Powerful CM Punk for Mickey Gall sponsor on the back there. What are you
what is
saying?
that? What are you saying? Oh, right there on the wall.
That's
hilarious.
ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a famous guy. Look, the CM Punk thing, the thing that's most interesting about it is that he took all this time. Whoa, Blachowicz is throwing some bombs. But he's stiff with the neck, stiff in there. He's like really...
Gusfin's reach is so good, man.
Yeah.
Not
guy's
in this
long
fight.
arms, though.
Not in this fight. But usually it's fucking on point. His jab's world class.
Well, Blachowicz is fighting really well.
Yeah,
but
he's
he's
fighting
just,
really, really well.
He's very stiff. He's using up a lot of energy.
I'll tell you what, a surprise is Gusfin's wrestling, man. His counter wrestling is amazing.
Well, when he took John down in the first round, everybody was like, "Oh shit!"
Called that because I was
Crazy.
wrestling with his ass. I'm like,
Do you really
Jesus
think he was going to
Christ.
take John down?
I did. I called it.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
because his wrestling's so unexpected and good.
Wow. That's impressive.
He's so big for a 205 or 2, man. He's tall as shit.
6'5", man.
Yeah, I always wonder, like, what does a guy like that walk around at?
He's like high 220s, 230 sometimes.
So with a guy like him, do you think there'd be any benefit in like a rigorous strength and conditioning program and moving up?
to heavyweight?
Yeah.
I mean, him versus Stipe would be a hell of a fight, but I think when you fight guys like Rothwell, like Stipe, JDS, Kane, I think he might be all right. I don't know if he doesn't possess the power. That's
Yeah,
the problem.
I don't know, man. He's knocked guys out. He knocked Jimmy Manoa out. I just wonder,
Name a
like,
high-level guy that he's knocked out, though.
well, Manoa's pretty high level.
Take it easy. How dare and let's just be real. I'm talking about, when you're talking about John
Right, he's
Jones,
not-
DC,
no, he
you're
doesn't
talking
knock
about
those
one
guys out.
percenters.
But you know, the only guy out of that group that stopped him was Rumble, and Rumble could stop anybody. And if you look at the way Rumble stopped him, it's actually arguably like more impressive that he lasted as long as
Yeah,
he did.
I agree.
When Rumble was bombing on him.
I agree.
But those extra shots that he took, those don't help you.
Not at all. What's like, oh
Blachowicz.
my God.
Oh, shit.
He's making a dogfight. What's like Carlos Condit, right? Like he lose that fight and he's like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Then I heard his coach on the interview, Brandon Gibson, powerful Brandon Gibson. There's his wrestling.
Gustafson with the takedown.
Gibson talking about, I don't know if he wants to do it anymore. He wants to move on, do other stuff. It's time to get out, man.
Yeah.
He can still beat 98% of the division,
Yeah.
but still, man, get the fuck out, Condit.
He's also a smart guy.
Very smart.
And when you're that smart, you're aware, like, okay, how many more shots am I going to be able to take?
Well, he was at like, what was he, 16, 17, doing Valley Tudo, bare knuckle boxing and shit. Like he's a nightmare.
That age?
Yeah.
young.
He
Fighting
fought his
forever.
first ever kickboxing match against Andy Sauer, who's a world champion.
He's
And yeah, if you don't know who Andy Sauer is, fucking Google or YouTube him.
Condit. Just I marvel at Condit how good he's always been.
Yeah, Andy Sauer
incredible.
is like a phenom, like a world
He's a
champion,
legend.
multiple-time world champion. That was Carlos's first kickboxing bout. I mean, it's so insane that he took that fight.
He's done bare knuckle stuff. He's just been fighting forever, man. So that the head trauma, and he's like you said, he's a smart guy. He talks about it. He's
Yeah.
open about it.
What's he talk? What he said about head trauma and stuff? Or
Yeah, just like it's a concern of his, and he doesn't know if he wants to keep doing and stuff like that. He has a second or third baby on the way, I think. So
he's probably got some money in the bank. I hope.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much money he's made.
it's tough with a guy like that. He was interim champ, right?
Yeah.
And then he's always fought like top 5 level, but to really make that crazy retirement money, you got to be a guy like GSP, Connor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or you got to figure out some way to market yourself outside of the UFC. I mean, it's got to be something like Alan Joban's doing modeling. You broke off into podcasting. There's got to be like another way as well. But to only rely on your success in athletic contests to make your money.
You almost have to, Joe.
Yeah.
Now,
because
Condit right
because
now
Damian
can
Maia's
open
not
up-
thinking about making money anywhere else.
But Condit right now can open up an MMA gym and make plenty of money.
That's tough, man. I think that's easier said than done.
No, it's not that hard.
Well,
You're a UFC fighter. You're Condit. I'm
the UFC gyms would beg to differ.
Verdum's
not
Why
that
do you
hard.
say that? They're not
All
doing
you
well?
gotta do is
Well,
just
I'm just saying in general, if you go off the general consensus of opening a gym,
If you do it right,
you don't
it's
get
not-
your money back a return within 4 years. It's not a smart
if
business
you're
to go
a black
into.
belt and you're if you're a UFC fighter and you're a black belt,
Doesn't make
and
you-
you're not. This is my business.
You're a
I have
great teacher.
60
Condit's a
Hold
great
on, let him
fighter.
talk.
No, he doesn't even have to teach. He doesn't trust me. He could make plenty of money with just his own gym, have 2 gyms. Super easy. You just got to be a black belt at the marketing, learn learn how to do it. He's got a black belt and he's a UFC fighter. I know guys that are purple belts that are making a living. Sure. They just have the marketing down. It's huge. It's still growing. It's expanding. Jiu-jitsu schools and MMA gyms done right, it really is like the gold rush right
I agree
now.
100%.
People are just putting up, it's wide open.
Now you're assuming he has the money put down to open a gym.
He could do it easy. Easy.
Oh, down.
A 1,000,000% easy. Carlos Condit, that guy's a famous UFC star and a black belt.
I'm not saying he can't. I think to assume a guy can open a gym and make a shitload of money is
1,000,000%.
tough.
1,000,000%.
So anyone in the UFC could do it.
And if you're a black belt, if you're a legit black belt and you've had success in the UFC, remember, I mean, like I just said, I've had guys that haven't been in the UFC, not even black belts, and they're
It is 2 different skill sets.
You just got to know the business. There's something.
That's a big if, though. Am I wrong here, Joe? Like, running a business and knowing how to fight is a completely different
things,
world.
yeah.
Yes, that's why I said if you master the marketing and the business
that's
side.
a big if.
Yeah,
It's-
it's like
but it's
learning.
easy,
If you
though.
learn
But
how to
it's
speak
easy.
Spanish, you could write awesome books.
Yeah. No, but it's not that. It's
Spanish
easier
books.
than learning Spanish. It's easier than that.
I believe it. I
The
believe it.
statistics
motivation
would
is
beg the
there
difference.
too, because it's like your money and it's your family.
Yeah.
It's not that hard at all.
Learning how
I'm
to
dealing with this
coach-
every day. I deal with this every day.
And you're brilliant at
Yeah,
it.
you're a really
It doesn't
good
mean
coach,
it's easy.
though. There's a lot of guys that are just
Thank
not
you.
good at coaching.
Thank you, by the way. But it's easy. It's easy. All you got to do is know the system and work hard. That's it. You work hard. If you're lazy, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, but that's the truth with everything.
Yeah.
There's so many people that are looking
But
for
there's a
things
lot
to
of
be
things
happening.
that but there's a lot of things that require just shit that you can never learn, like being a stand-up comedian. If you don't, not everybody can do that, right? Not everybody could be a singer. Not everybody, but everybody can do certain things in business. All you got to do is do the work and not be lazy, and you can make it happen.
Blachowicz
You don't
can't
need
get up off his
special
back.
talent.
Blachowicz cannot get off his back.
Powerful wrestling by
He's getting
Alexander.
Yeah, he's getting smushed.
But
He's
I-
getting a lot of elbows.
I agree with you, Brandon, 1,000,000% on once a fighter starts doubting, whether they have the heart. I think it's time to just
Especially for a
transition.
guy like Carlos.
It's time to transition.
There's also an absolute fact that when you get hit in the head a lot, it starts to affect your enthusiasm. It starts to affect your endocrine system. There's a potential, I know a guy who's a world-class boxer, and I know a friend who trains him, who said that he absolutely has pituitary gland damage and he has a really hard time getting the energy up to train. And they had his testosterone checked, and it's just ridiculously low. And there's nothing they can do about it because the supplement is illegal.
Yep.
So they can't supplement his testosterone. So this guy is forced to fight with low testosterone, low enthusiasm. He just can't muster up the kind of performances he had earlier in his career. And that's super common, man. When you see fighters slow down as they get older, it is not just because they're older. It's because they're older and they've taken a lot of punishment. Those are the big factors.
And it causes a physiological change in their body.
Yep. Well, you see some guys like Chinzo Machida. Chinzo's not 39 years old, but he doesn't have a lot of fights on him. And so he's fighting in Bellator now. He looks like a world beater. He looks fucking fantastic.
Starching dudes.
God
His knees,
damn it.
Starching
kicks.
Starching good. He
They're
looks
fun to
like his
watch.
brother in a lot of ways. He
Yeah, he
looks like
does.
Lyoto. Maybe even a little more aggressive than Lyoto.
He's aggressive. He's more
very
wild,
aggressive.
I would say.
Yeah.
How's his jujitsu and stuff?
Very good.
Great.
Well, he's an
He's a
elite. He's an
Machida.
elite martial artist.
grew up
He's an
doing all
elite
the-
martial
Yeah.
artist.
Shinzo Machida.
Such a good guy, too.
I bet.
Oh, he's a good guy.
Well, Lyoto's an awesome guy.
Yeah, they're all great.
But the point being that that guy hasn't taken a lot of mileage. So even though he's 39 years old, he looks fucking good. He doesn't look like a 39-year-old guy who's at the tail end of a long MMA career and he's got all these injuries he's constantly struggling against and can't get through camp without getting hurt. It's not like that. You're looking at a guy
All that
who's
scar tissue.
Yeah,
and-
it's just
Well, that's like the CM Punk argument, right? He's 37 or 38, whatever he is, and he has a lot of injuries coming from professional wrestling, and he's never done the sport, so then he has to train 2 years and then go into it. You're talking about a different animal.
it's not a good fucking. It's not like if you look at it like a plan and like this is the way I want to get into MMA. It's not a good plan, but this is the plan that he was dealt. I mean, he's 37 years old. He decides he's going to do it now. He does a lot of things that I like. He goes to Rufus Sport, which is outstanding gym.
One of the
He's working
best.
with world-class trainers and world-class sparring partners. And then on top of that, he took 2 whole years. So it's as good as the guy could do.
2 whole years.
2 whole years.
Well, and think about Damian Maya's the
God
damage
damn
he's
it.
taken throughout his career. He hasn't really taken any damage.
He's taken
right?
13 punches in his
punches.
last, 4 fights?
Yeah,
Jim?
13. It's incredible.
What the fuck?
What fight was
Hoist
he
style.
involved in that he received the most damage?
Nate Marquardt starched him with one punch.
Oh, really? Knocked
Remember
him out?
that?
Knocked
Yeah.
him out.
He went to
Okay.
kick.
He struggled for a while there.
You know what he did? He figured there's a guy who broke down all his jiu-jitsu on YouTube into 4 parts. It's pretty fucking interesting. You go through his early decisions on the ground to the decisions he's making now. He has got this path. Well, the passes that he's using now, that he kind of tripods, and it's kind of like a smash pass. He gets to top half. He knows that if he just hovers over, keeps his head, on his opponent's chest, and he's pinning him down, and he gets the top half. He doesn't even need to pass, and then he turns. He's not taking any damage. Then he goes to 3/4 mount, and then from there he throws a couple punches. The guy gives him his back because in 3/4 mount you basically already have a hook in. He's figured out this path, nice and simple. There's so many things you can do as a jiu-jitsu black belt to pass, like your first initial move. There's all these passes. He has chosen the passes to the mount and to the back. That path is the best path.
He's
in
38 too,
MMA.
right?
39.
He's 39.
38 or 39, not sure.
If he's smart, if I'm his management, and people get mad when I do this shit, but he's not fighting anyone till you get the title shot.
And you know what
6 in a row, you don't fight
Well,
anyone.
you know what's really interesting? Jake Shields beat him, and he out-grappled him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the list Jake
don't
Shields
ever
beat.
Don't ever forget how goddamn good Jake Shields is. And he just submitted Lyoto Machida, by the way, in a grappling
Correct. And
competition.
he beat,
Jesus, he did?
and he beat Woodley. He beat Woodley. He beat he's beat every.
Yeah.
You look at the top 5 guys.
Jake Shields
Jake
is
Shields
a
beat him.
stud.
Didn't he fight Robbie Lawler and beat Robbie?
He beat
Yep.
Robbie. Yeah,
Submitted
Strike
him.
Force.
Submitted him. Standing guillotine.
There you go.
Jumped up, grabbed a hold of his neck, and
Correct.
Robbie was like, what's this? This is a world-class squeeze,
this?
son.
This is
Yeah.
a vegan
Bad
squeeze.
motherfucker.
You look at what
Vegetarian.
Maya's doing
Vegetarian
on his
eggs.
back. What Maya's doing on his back, there's a million things you can do. There's
Yeah,
all
he's
these
so bad.
styles. He's keeping it nice and simple.
Mm-hmm.
All Damon Maya is looking for when he's on his back is the underhook.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is a setup to the underhook. He gets in a Z guard. He times the punch. As soon as you throw a right punch, he shoots in. He has like a Z guard. Then he shoots in, grabs the underhook, and either gets on top and they stand, just like Chuck Liddell used to do with the underhook, or he uses that to sweep him, like he'll get into dogfight and he'll go
Right.
through him.
You know,
He
when I
keeps
see-
it simple.
When I see
real
a guy
simple.
like him, I want to see him fight a guy who's a world-class jiu-jitsu guy with a wicked guard, like a Braulio Estima, like someone who's nasty off of his back.
You wanna see
know?
Damian
Yeah. Because
he's
I
going to
see
do the
Damian.
same thing. He's going to do the exact same path, whether the guy knows jiu-jitsu or not. The path that he's chosen from the bottom and from the top, no matter who he's going with, that's the best path. When there's no gi, when there's punches, when there's elbows, Damon Maya is just dwindled everything down to keeping it nice and simple. On his back, it's just the underhook.
You know what's funny
I'm
for
sure,
me
I'm
is
sure
that
he
it's
would.
the
I'm
underhook.
sure he would do it. But my question is, would he be able to execute that kind of a strategy against a guy like Braulio Estima?
It would be
That's-
harder.
Yeah,
It would
that's
be
why I want
harder.
to see it. I want to see what a guy with a world class guard.
But you know, for-
Braulio does a lot of weird stuff too. Like he's got that triangle that he does, like that underneath triangle.
Yeah.
You know that weird
Yeah.
like backwards
Inverted
triangle he does.
Is he
Yeah.
doing MMA?
Yeah, he's doing MMA.
Braulio
He's doing
Estima's
some fights.
doing MMA.
Yeah, he's done some fights.
Holy shit.
When I watch someone like Damian Maya, because I don't have that much of a trained eye, it doesn't look like he's doing anything different than everybody else when he takes your back or when he's on top of you and he's
It's the
controlling you.
path.
And what's interesting is the subtlety of jiu-jitsu on that level, that unless you have a cultivated eye, it just looks like he's wearing him like a sweater, he's controlling the arm, he's coming in, he somehow gets that figure 4 around his stomach. But there's no way you're getting that dude off. You're not getting him off. And why? Someone like Carlos Condit can't even get him off. And Carlos Condit is as experienced as anybody. And that's where that level of mastery is so subtle and almost invisible. It's hard to see unless you really know what the hell he's doing. Because a lot of it seems to be like where he's putting his weight, those little differences, how he's countering, how he's predicting what you're going to do before you do it.
Well, that path that Maya is on, the techniques that he's putting together, the treasure map that he's on, Carlos Condit probably wasn't getting someone on a daily basis at a high level, hitting him with that specific
Right.
path. Those moves that he chose, that he strung together, nice and simple, nice and tight, and you got to prepare for something as simple as that. You got to prepare for someone coming at you exactly like that. Because everything that Maya chooses, all those positions are the best positions for MMA. No doubt. And he's got a path.
He's figured it out.
Yeah, he's figured out the path. There's a million moves, but he's got the path, and it's the same shit he's doing over and over.
How Damien's smaller.
You know, I want to see guys like, Rafael Lovato is now getting into MMA, and he's had a few MMA fights outside of the UFC.
He's going to do well.
He's going to smash guys. It's a very similar style. That top heavy pressure just grinds, it
It's all about
smashes
those moves that
and squishes you.
One position to the
Yeah.
next,
The
like
moves,
he's
he's like-
small, methodical. One
Every-
position, his chest is on you. He's so heavy.
It's all Hickson Gracie lineage. Hickson Gracie, Salo Ribeiro, and he's with Salo.
Oh.
It's like that old school solid jiu-jitsu, like that fucking scary perfect base jiu-jitsu.
It's really
You
more
know?
the specific.
You can't
moves.
breathe.
It's the specific moves that he's choosing.
That-
It's not how he's doing. It's not like he
Lovato?
could have picked all of.
Are you talking about Damien?
Maya?
We're talking about Rafael Lovato,
Yeah.
though.
So he does have that smashing
Yeah, he does.
high level jiu-jitsu, but there have been a bunch of high level jiu-jitsu guys trying to transition into the UFC. The problem is they're not selecting the moves that Damian Maya is
Right.
selecting. Everybody in MMA right now, if you're not studying, if you're in the UFC and you are not studying exactly the moves that Damian Maya has chosen and the path, it's all laid out for you. That's the path you need to get on. There's a lot of different jiu-jitsu techniques, a lot of different styles of playing guard, different guard passing styles. There's all this shit you can decide to do in the mountain, three-quarter mount. All these decisions. Damian Maya's making all the right decisions. If you're not studying his shit, I mean, there's
Look
something
how long
wrong
it
with you
took
and your
Damien
coach.
to get there.
Yeah,
he
do
went
you-
through some shit to figure out himself
No,
as
he
a
did.
fighter.
There was
you know what I'm
there's
saying?
an evolution. He wasn't
Yeah.
choosing that exact path early on.
He's trying to
although
stand
on the
too
bottom,
much.
On the bottom, he was always about the underhook from his early days. But what he changed is he doesn't sit when he's on top. He never sits into a Z half guard. He calls it headquarters. He doesn't sit into that anymore because when he wants people to sit into Z guard when he's on bottom, because from there he just waits for you to throw a right punch and he times it. He shoots for the underhook because you just left a big ass opening, and from there he gets to dogfight. That's all he's waiting for. So he doesn't want to do that because he knows that that's actually the wrong thing to do. So he tripods when he's in that headquarter position, and he gets up and he drives his head down, and then he maneuvers his way into top half, and then he turns towards the leg. It's really simple. It's not like he's mixing it up.
Right.
He knows
Experience.
the best shit
He's
in
doing
MMA.
the same path over and over and over again.
Yes.
You know who else is in the MMA recently? I just found out that Tiffany Van Hoos, Tiffany
Tiff
Time
Time
Bomb.
Bomb.
She fights
Yeah.
in Invicta, I
Yep.
think next week or 2 weeks.
Is it her first MMA fight?
I think so. It's
Well,
her first
was
MMA
she
fight.
a- was she a
world champ?
jiu-jitsu?
No,
Muay Thai world champion.
World champ Muay Thai. And yeah,
That nasty.
Na-
Nasty.
nasty,
Seeing her fight
nasty.
live. Nasty. Little tiny girl. She's 115, right? She gotta be
115,
fighting.
yeah. But when you
She's
look
done.
at the women's division, she's going to be in the UFC quick, knocking bitches out too.
Well,
tan as fuck.
If she can avoid the takedown, it's going to be interesting because
She's
she's
a great base.
She's Joanna's. She's in Joanna's.
That's what I'm
division.
saying. Yeah, You
Jamie,
look at
bring her
your
up for a
Yeah.
sec. Let me see her Tiffany Time Bomb.
Isn't it crazy that just maybe 4 years ago, women being huge in the UFC was, I mean, most people thought that would never happen.
Never.
Good looking woman too.
Most,
Yeah,
I mean,
she's
even
beautiful.
Dana himself.
She's beautiful. She's a world champion Muay Thai, and she, I think she lives in Bali, but then she does her camps out here. She's doing it right, man.
She's badass.
Badass. If you've seen her on Access TV, just knocking bitches out left
Yeah,
and right.
all the time. And with little gloves, it's going to be very interesting.
And I think she's training at Alliance down there too.
Is she?
Part of it.
Good move.
She has her same striking coach for Muay Thai, but then I think she's doing some at Alliance.
There's just going to be a level of technique that she has that most girls just are not going to be able to hang with.
she has
but
such a big advantage.
except
right
for
away.
Joanna. Joanna's pretty fucking high level, dude.
I agree, but let Tiff get a few fights, then you got yourself a real barn
Yeah.
burner.
Yeah,
Because
you
everyone
do.
else in that division can't even match up with her striking wise.
Yeah,
Tiff
it's true.
can.
Yeah, there's a lot of dangerous kickboxing women that are coming over now, like Valentina Shevchenko. You
Yes,
see when
in
she fought
Bellator?
Holly Holm. No, she's fighting in the UFC. She
Oh
fought,
no!
she beat Holly Holm.
Do you know who I'm talking about in Bellator?
No,
the
but,
chick in
but
Bellator.
Valentina, when you see like all her years of Muay Thai experience at a world championship level, when she fights someone like Holly, you get to see that. You're like, oh, there's levels to this shit.
Plus,
That
they've
Czech-
been there.
that check hook that you kept nailing her with, that check right hook. Like Holly got rattled like early in the first round. You realize like the timing is very different for someone who's that good.
Plus, those girls that come from that super high level background of striking, whether it's boxing, Muay Thai, whatever it is, you don't really see women come from a high level background other than those two. The ones that do,
jiu-jitsu.
They have some of them.
Mackenzie Dern. She's in now.
Yeah, but name someone in the UFC with high-level jiu-jitsu who's killing it.
Well, she's not in it yet, but I mean, there's women out there.
She had one fight.
Mackenzie Dern,
Yeah.
yeah.
She had one
But I'm
fight,
saying
Legacy.
in the UFC, yeah.
Oh.
I'm just saying, Joe, from history with women's fighting, usually they come from that high-level striking background. They have such an advantage because they've been in the live fire. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So when they get in the UFC and they're fighting a girl wwho maybe she just likes to fight and do it all, when they fight these super high-level strikers, they're fucked, man.
Yep.
A lot of them.
That's why that
When I
until
feel
they
that
get their
tiff time
striking together,
bomb.
that's they're going to need that wrestling and that jujitsu.
Yep.
And another thing about Damon Maia is when he gets the back. A lot of people get the back in MMA, but he's on that Marcelo Garcia level. But when he gets your back, he knows how to close and he knows how to finish. It takes so long to have that mastered because anybody could get on a back and put the leg hooks in, and then they got the overarm fight. But people to be able to close
With
that
gloves.
shit.
With gloves, it's tough.
It takes a while, and he got to the point. Now, in the beginning, he wasn't really known for taking people's backs and choking them like really, really easily. It took a while, but now, man, when he gets your back, it's very hard to escape, unless you're high level, unless you're already at a black belt. But he gets
Carlos is a black belt.
Yeah.
Different levels.
How
but
many rear naked chokes has Damian Maia gotten?
6. The record's
6?
7. The
Rear
record's
naked
7
chokes?
with Kenny
It's
Florian.
not just that. It's like when he gets to that position, he doesn't even have to get under your chin. He just squeezes your fucking head.
All that shit is about. That's what it's all about. Closing the deal, making you tap. He knows how to make you tap.
Yeah. Somebody played an interesting video. They sent it to me on Twitter of one of Hickson's black belts in Australia. This guy's doing this demonstration with a rear naked choke, and he was saying that the rear naked choke is all about the legs. And so he's got the rear naked choke on and just using his legs, obviously like stretching the body out, but applying pressure just with his legs. And he was like, that's what the rear naked choke's all about. I'm like, man, I see what you're doing, and I think that is definitely it adds pressure,
huge.
it adds but to me, I think the most important thing is the squeeze.
All of it.
Because the guy,
every ounce of your body is perfect.
Yeah.
Everything's got to be perfect. Your butt, your hips, your shoulders, your neck, everything has to be perfect. That's a high level squeeze right there. It's everything.
right? Like Gary Tonin, didn't he win EBI? He got a rear naked choke with no hooks in.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
If you
Like
got if you got a world class squeeze and you get a clean angle on the neck, if it's clean and deep and you're under the chin, you don't need the leg hooks no more. You know.
Right.
And Gary Tonin, I forget who he did that to, but he did that in EBI 5.
It was fucking awesome. I forget who he did it to too. But so the guy's right. Like legs definitely have a huge factor. Like, and when someone's got your back and they have like really like if you ever see when Toquinho grappled with Mayhem Miller?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
In a grappling match?
No, they were in
England.
Brazil.
It was in Brazil or England?
And he was down there
Damn.
training, and Toquinho just. Well, I talked to Mayhem Man. I was like, "Hey, I was out partying the night before. I was drunk." It was probably totally true,
100%.
But it didn't matter. Toquinho just took his back like a ghost, or took his arm.
No,
Maybe he took his
I thought
arm.
that was
Salivary's when
it wasn't Taquinho you're talking about. You're talking about when he
Husamar Pajares.
Oh, I thought that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pajares. Yeah.
Yeah, that's his nickname.
Oh, okay,
Toquinho.
Toquinho.
It means tree stump.
Yep.
Jesus.
But there's a guy
Tree
like
stump.
that when they get your back with those giant ass legs that he has, when he's like squeezing down on your shit and stretching you out as he's choking you.
It's a fucking nightmare.
Did you see Gary Tonin against Taquinho and Polaris?
Yes.
You see that? Have you
Amazing.
seen that, Brendan?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
I mean,
Amazing.
that's an example
How about
of
Gary?
one of those
Fuck.
submission only matches that ends up in a draw, but was amazing.
Yes,
You know what I
amazing.
mean? There's so many badass draws out there. They're not all bad. Just because it's a draw doesn't mean it. I mean,
Oh. Look at
Well,
look at my
especially
draw with Cyborg.
To a guy like you, or you who could really appreciate the technique and sees what's good. Did you just say, look at my draw with Cyborg?
Obviously.
How dare
obviously joking. Obviously.
Look at my
Obviously seeing who's paying attention.
Still though, man.
And you know what's crazy? What's crazy about this EBI coming up is one of the worst case scenarios people would come up to me and ask me about, and I would think about it too. Is like, what if someone won EBI by escapes, got into overtime in every round, and then won by quickest escape time? Like, what would that ruin the show?
No.
And I thought, damn, I don't know. But Eduardo Telles, he's a turtle guard master, and turtle guard is just basically giving up your back. So anybody who goes to turtle guard, very few people can do this. They got to have the best back defense ever if you're going to play turtle guard, right? So he does, and he's known that, and he's known in the jiu-jitsu community. He's a legend at defense, like untappable. This guy Eduardo Telles. So he's doing EBI 8 next Sunday. You can watch the countdown show on YouTube. EBI countdown, EBI 8. He's on the countdown show talking about winning EBI on escapes.
That's crazy.
So now that's an actual real scenario that we're dealing with. So instead of killing the show, now it's actually interesting to see if he could win the whole thing by escaping. So
look at this shit. Ricardo Lamas versus BJ Penn, October 15th in Manila.
Why they do that to my boy BJ?
Manila, Philippines.
Why not, man? Let's see what's
that's
up.
a good fight right there.
Let's see what's up.
I keep thinking BJ's retired.
Well, BJ honestly should be fighting someone who is outside of the top 20
Correct.
to like get his timing back. But
Let him fight CM Punk.
But that said, BJ Penn is fucking BJ Penn, and BJ Penn wants to fight the tough guys.
He can do
'cause
whatever he wants.
He can do whatever he wants, and if he doesn't fight a guy who's like super dangerous, he's probably not going to train as hard. He's not going to get up
Yeah,
for
he's
it.
known for that, yeah.
So this is how BJ's kind of got to do
I
it.
fucking love BJ.
It's smart.
Penn.
Did Lamas
BJ
call him
too.
out or something?
No.
Like, how
No,
did that happen? It
they
was
just
like a
tossed
random...
him the
Well, he had
Llamas.
a fight. He had a fight with, was it Bermudez? Who was the fight he had scheduled
in
with?
LA,
No.
remember? It
Who's he?
It wasn't Dennis Bermudez.
BJ?
No, it wasn't
BJ Penn.
Bermudez.
No, it wasn't Bermudez. It was someone he had a fight
Nick
scheduled
Lentz?
with. No, it wasn't Nick Lentz because Nick Lentz is fighting at 155. There was some
IV.
fight that got canceled because BJ had taken an IV to rehydrate himself.
That was on the LA card, remember?
Yeah. What was the fight?
God
See if you can
damn
find
Who
it out,
was
Jaron.
it?
Anyway, so they had to give him another fight, and so the other fight they gave him is Lamas, which is a tough fight
Tough
for anybody
fight. They
at
threw him to the fucking
145.
It's BJ Penn. What are you gonna do? But still,
Apparently,
man.
he's his fighting stance is back to the old BJ, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's not doing that.
Well, he
two-toe
went to
stuff?
Winklejohn, and Brandon Gibson.
Is he there now?
And yeah,
Has he been there?
he's been training at Jackson's. Here it goes. What does
he-
it say?
Cole Miller at
Oh,
199.
that's
Oh,
right.
Cole Miller.
Yeah,
See,
199 in
Cole
LA.
Miller's a real good fight. That's a real good
Yes.
fight too.
Yeah.
That's a real good fight.
Dude, he listened, man. He did. He went to. Remember, people would say, "What if BJ went to like Jackson?"
Yeah.
It's like, what would happen then? And he actually did it. How cool is that?
He's BJ fucking Penn. Don't ever forget that. If that guy's body is willing and he could figure out a way to motivate himself into awesome shape again, he is BJ
He's the
motherfucking
prodigy.
Penn.
I think he should just focus on using his striking to take people down and just take him to the ground. I think he's still one of the best on the ground.
You know who I don't want to see fight again, and I hope for whatever reason contractual it doesn't happen. Is GSP, man. His last like 3 or 4 fights, he took so many hits to the head. He has money in the bank. The 70-pound division's completely changed now. I just don't want to see it.
Maybe he's bored.
Yeah, he must be bored as fuck, making like Kickboxer 2 and shit.
Yeah, and he did something with Seagal where Seagal kills him in some movie.
That would make me want to fucking get back to anything I was doing.
That video of Seagal with that, he's not been missing any meals.
Oh, he's
All
so
due
big
respect.
now. He's
Phew.
so big. It's crazy.
Gee whiz.
He would fuck you guys.
His
up.
this giant barrel of a chest.
Yeah,
He's like
poor
he's got to
belly.
be 100 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
It's really weird because like if you go back to like Hard to Kill, like this first
He's
movie,
very thin.
Oh my God, he looks awesome.
I used to like him, man. Under Siege 1 and
Yeah.
2. Watch your mouth.
Plus, he did a bunch of weird stuff that nobody ever seen before. A bunch of smacking. Like it's like if you go and watch Steven Seagal's earliest movie, it was Hard to Kill, right? No.
No, it was
What's the first one?
Justice. Above the law, yeah.
Justice.
Yeah, above the justice.
Above the Law is his first one. It's fun to watch like his fight scenes. You're like, I kind of am feeling this. I feel like he could maybe pull this off. You know, he's kind of doing like Wing Chun, but he's smacking some fucking clotheslines on people and sweeping them off their feet and snapping arms and shit.
I think he's actually kind of a good actor too.
Under Siege 1
was
and
all right.
2 is fucking brilliant.
Look at
Hard
his
to Kill
face.
was great.
Look at his face in 88. In 88 Above the Law.
Handsome dude.
Dime
Yeah.
piece and Hard to Kill.
And he was only
yeah.
probably 30 years old back then.
And that
he had
ponytail?
been teaching Aikido in Japan. He was the first American to run a dojo in Japan.
Well,
Like,
that's
legitimate.
that's been contested. But
Shut the fuck up, Brian. Why are you ruining?
Sorry, buddy.
Look
Sorry.
at him. Look at him
Sorry.
back then. Look at the body.
Look at that knife.
But that's a body of a guy who actually knows martial arts. Now he's
Or not. I mean, I don't know.
Have you guys
Hey.
heard of that new Jean-Claude Van Damme show called Jean-Claude Van Johnson? He plays himself, and he's
Van Johnson.
Jean,
Talking about the reality show?
Dave Callahan wrote that. My student who wrote Godzilla.
Yeah?
He has a show now. It's on Amazon. I don't even know, but Tate's in it too. Tate's
Really?
in- It's called Jean-Claude Van Johnson. It's about Jean-Claude Van Damme is in it. He plays himself, and he's like this like washed up actor. Like he's just himself.
So it's a story about
a
Jean-Claude
comedy.
Van Damme, and he's playing himself but making fun of like a parody.
yeah, it's kind of like that movie.
God damn, times are
Remember
rough.
the
I
JVC?
refuse to watch it. I love
It's
Jean-Claude
supposed to
Van
be
Damme.
funny as shit. Look, it's
Nope,
supposed to be
can't
funny
do
as
it.
shit.
Can't do it. I remember him from Bloodsport.
Powerful Josh Barnett, still swinging,
God damn it, that's a terrible picture of him.
still throwing leather.
Tough fight to call, man. Two vets,
Yeah.
USADA testing, Germany.
Well, I mean, who would have ever predicted that Orlovsky would have gotten that close to a title shot again? After all of those years out, after getting starched by Sergey Karatanov, after getting beaten down by Rumble Johnson, to come back from all that, get back into the UFC and work his way to the top 4. Like, what?
Amazing.
How the fuck did he do that?
Went to Jackson's, got on a huge 4 or 5 fight win streak.
Amazing. I mean, it's amazing when, like, a lot of people thought the Karatanov fight, like, they're like, someone's got to step in. Someone's going to
Yeah, I
stop
know.
this.
It's amazing the difference between his nose now and when he first started fighting.
Dude, do you know how many times this guy's been knocked out? Like, if you really, like, went
many
over,
times?
like, his entire career, I would like to find out.
Well, between him and Overeem, it's a goddamn highlight reel.
And in training, I wonder.
yeah, Overeem's had a lot of stoppage
Overeem's
losses.
had more than anyone.
Yeah, well, all the
in the heavyweight
kickboxing
division,
losses, MMA losses. Yeah. Yeah, man. A lot of these guys have been stopped a lot of times.
Andre's slim for this one. He was like
Wow, his nose is
136.
flattened. Look at his nose.
I know.
That's a guy who's been in some wars, man. Who's been in as many slugfests as Arlovsky.
Barnett.
Barnett has, yeah.
I mean, they're close.
But
Two
Andre
just-
is almost always in slugfest because he's a striker. You know, he's not like trying to take someone down.
Has Josh Barnett been knocked out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got knocked
Travis
out.
Brown elbows to the back of the
Yeah,
head.
real,
yeah.
real bad. And then
Before that, though, he has for sure in the Grand
and
Prix
Rothwell
days.
just choked him out.
Yep.
Rothwell caught him with that crazy
Yeah, I remember. Go-go.
10-finger go-go guillotine.
Yeah.
Whatever he calls it. Go-go guillotine.
There's so
go-go
many
choke.
different ways to put on that guillotine, and they're all secretive because you can never see the grip, and everyone has a certain way they hold a grip. You never
Mm-hmm.
can. It's a hidden grip. There's probably 13 different, at least, guillotines.
Arlovsky
Yeah.
went old school with this pregame fight interview too. He was talking about how when he was the UFC champ, Barnett was in Pride, saying how Arlovsky wasn't the real champ. He was.
Yeah, but Josh Barnett
Damn,
was
bitch,
never
that
the champ in
15
Pride.
years ago. I know, but he was just he was a runner up, and he's saying
Right.
that when they were asking Barnett back then, he was like, "Yeah, our UFC champ doesn't really count. Arlovsky's not the real champ." Arlovsky brought that shit back like an old elephant. Didn't forget.
Wow.
I was like, "Excuse me, sir, that was 20 years
Like
ago."
an old elephant.
Like an old Belarusian elephant.
It's another one. If you look at him, he's 37. That's amazing that he was like elite in the UFC in his early 20s. And Josh Barnett's the youngest heavyweight champion ever.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
When he beat Randy Couture, he became the youngest ever UFC heavyweight champion. But then, didn't he get stripped?
He got stripped.
He pissed hot.
Yeah. He's pissed hot shit. Between him and Overeem, it's a goddamn
hot piss
MLB
party.
in the glory days. Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds. Two badasses, but they'll piss hot.
It would be interesting if Bellator just becomes like a
Pride?
PED league.
You mean
yeah,
Pride?
Yeah, just PED league. Just let them do whatever
Well, Scott
the fuck they
Coker
want.
said that. He's like, our walkouts, we try to mimic Pride. I'm like, yeah, for sure. Just let guys juice to the gill and do that. Do you hate money, Mr. Coker?
Get some dry ice smoke. Let him juice to the gills.
I mean, someone's got to explain to me Bobby Lashley.
Explain what?
Explain what's going on there. How's that possible?
Why? Can I see a picture, please?
You ever seen Bobby Lashley, B?
Yeah, he's a very strong, powerful wrestler that
Jacked.
is the cover boy for the smell test.
Oh,
Look at him.
well, that's the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. That is so ridiculous.
He's a tank.
Now, does he moonlight as a bodybuilder? Or?
Oh, he used to be a
Professional wrestler.
WWE guy.
He still is.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's natural.
Dude.
Those
He still
traps are
is.
all natural. Is he fighting in Bellator looking like that?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, show a picture of him in
That-
those are
Bellator.
the
That's a
biggest
lot.
traps
That's a lot
ever.
of. That's a lot of Dolce way.
traps
Is he
ever.
taking a lot of Dolce way?
Look at that picture
legit
of him.
wrestler, though.
Look at him there
Sure
in
he is.
Bellator. Look at the size of him.
Yeah.
In Bellator.
Yeah. Now listen. I mean, some people are just born super muscular.
But he only fights in funky places like
They're not like Oklahoma or some
Indian
shit.
casinos and
Yeah.
shit. Like, look at the size of him.
That's the
great-
craziest
hey,
shit
the
I've
thing
ever
is-
seen.
fucking size of him.
Yeah, this is the thing. The nicest guy in the world,
Sure.
obviously on some Mexican
sure.
supplements.
Yeah.
Motherfucker can wrestle his
Oh,
ass
yeah.
off.
Oh, yeah.
He's a monster.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can
no
believe
doubt.
it. Looking at him, I wouldn't say he's an accountant. I would say he's a wrestler.
No,
or
no,
something.
but no, he has. It's not like CM Punk wrestling. He has a legit wrestling
I
background.
believe that.
Yeah, in the military, he's champ.
And he's had a lot of fights. You know, I mean, he fought in Showtime for a while. Or
He's only had, I think, like 8 or 9. He's not that active.
well, he fought in Strikeforce and lost to Chad Griggs, remember? The Gravedigger?
Yeah, that's right. The Gravedigger.
Yeah. And that was a big setback for him. Had to get his shit together again. Start all over again.
Josh Barnett's body is an interesting.
You know who his training partner is? Josh Barnett. Bobby Lashley and Barnett train
Interesting.
together all the time.
Makes sense.
Never seen Bobby Lashley taken down ever.
Okay, prediction. Arlovsky, Barnett.
Barnett looks bigger than Oski. That's a big man.
They're both giant.
Yeah.
Barnett's heavier. Orlovsky's in better shape, I would assume.
But Barnett's got a lot of options.
Yeah, Barnett. He's like a Swiss
Smart
Army
guy,
knife.
isn't he?
He has too many options.
There's a lot
And
of options.
Arlovsky, his only option is to knock him out.
Oh, he tagged him.
no.
Barnett with a right hand over the top.
Oh!
Arlovsky comes back up. Barnett
shit.
tags him.
What's going on
Oh
here?
my God!
Hey,
these guys
guys.
are stu-
Oh!
What the?
Oh,
we
my God.
Are we all out of our minds
Couple
here?
1-2 oldies fucking slanging
Guys.
them.
Barnett
Rocked.
just took a big, deep breath.
And by
It
all
was
these,
like,
12 years
fuck.
younger than me and Joe.
Oh, wait, Barnett is saying something. Barnett's saying something.
What, he's saying was he grab my gloves?
I don't know.
He's saying he's grabbed my gloves. He grabbed my gloves.
Oh, is that what he's
I
saying?
think so.
Wow, man.
And the ref said,
Interesting.
"Let's shut up and fight." I think that's what he said.
Did he say that?
I
Shut
think
up
he-
and fight?
I don't think he said shut up. He said, "Let's just fight."
Wow.
Holy fuck! These boys ain't messing around.
Wow.
This is when Arlovsky does do this. He's usually at his best. Like when you think about Travis Brown, we just caution to the wind.
Yeah, but Barnett is good at controlling the pace here when he gets a hold of you like this. This is going to sap
He's
some of
got
the
such
strength.
wide hips. He's just so strong.
It's a tank
Barnett,
of a tank
yeah.
of a guy.
All his
Super
power.
skilled too, man. Fuck.
Oh, caught him on the
shit.
break.
Ooh, someone's about to get knocked out. Get ready, boys.
Oh, Jesus.
Barnett.
Arlovsky's bleeding hardcore.
What a
Big
tough
right
way to
hand
make a
coming
living.
from Arlovsky.
What a tough way to make a living. Oh, jeez. Oh,
Don't let's not do that. Left hook from Barnett coming up.
This is intense.
Someone's going to sleep real soon.
Oh,
Damn, attack that body.
oh.
There's like a weird way that Arlovsky throws his right hand. Have you noticed that? Almost like a whipping action from the hips. He doesn't throw it the way he threw it when he was young.
No,
He's got a
not at
different
all.
style. I wonder if
Arlovsky
he's had
painted his
shoulder
nails.
injuries.
Arlovsky painted his toenails.
Shut the fuck up.
I
Andre
won't
Arlovsky.
look
Don't bring
at
it
that.
up. Don't bring it up. Bro.
Sorry. He's a warlock. He's a fucking warlock, and I knew it.
That's what a bad motherfucker Chuck Liddell is. He had everybody painting their goddamn toenails.
He really did. And no one said shit.
I'm not saying shit. I just made an observation.
They all wound up doing it.
Yeah,
he
everyone's sorry.
sacrificed a goat to Satan last night, and that's why he had. That's
Arlovsky with the takedown.
oh.
Look at this. Arlovsky
Dude.
with the takedown.
I like Arlovsky putting Barnett on his back. Barnett's not a guy who parties off his back very much.
He doesn't party off his back,
He
guys.
doesn't.
I wonder
Only
if
on
he's
top.
got some shit off his back. You
I mean, I'm
never
sure
know.
he had-
Oh,
you
look
know,
at
I'll see
this.
his
Man,
capable.
oh, man.
Look
Uh-oh,
at
watch
this.
that.
Come on, son.
He went for a double wrist lock from the bottom.
Went for that bully beatdown, double wrist lock.
Wonder what he was going to do there with that.
Look at this. Look at the blood coming down. He doesn't care. That's a headbutt blood. Boy. Look at that. Go ahead. Give me a Charlie horse.
This is an
Hold that
interesting
ankle.
fight,
Hold
man.
that ankle.
This is an interesting fight. Barnett on his back.
Arlovsky needs to
above
watch
him.
his legs
Did he just punch
here.
him in the dick?
He needs to watch
In the
his legs
stomach.
here, man. there's one thing Barnett does know, it's fucking leg locks down here.
I think you forget the sambo background of Andre Arlovsky.
I didn't.
I think
Remember when he got what's his name, Tim Sylvia in that
Got him in a straight
Ankle
ankle
lock?
lock.
Well,
Yeah.
I think you forget about that fucking.
Dude, I think Josh Barnett just
Barnett
played a little
background.
De La Hiva guard for 1 split second. Like, watch.
Barnett is thicker than a Snickers right now. Just a vanilla Snickers doing the damn thing.
big man.
Look at that. Oh,
And they're both just getting. This is the veteran. Let's rest.
Leon,
you rest.
stand
I
him up.
rest.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, that's the veteran.
All
I'm
right,
gonna rest.
I like
You
it.
rest.
I like it.
Couple 1-2 old
All right,
vets.
keep the hands up, please. Somebody, all of you.
Barnett looks tired.
Oh.
I mean,
Jesus
sorry, Arlovsky
Christ.
does.
Man, this guy's just,
Barnett
they
with the
clash
man
heads,
punch.
man. Gigante, man. Nobody's. Oh boy!
Combination by Arlovsky.
Josh
He's
Barnett's so
looking good.
tough, though.
Arlovsky,
He looks fine. Josh Barnett looks fine.
Someone's going to sleep.
Barnett switched stances.
This-
Was he standing orthodox earlier? He was, right?
yeah, he switches.
Interesting. I wonder.
does Arlovsky always have black nail polish? Sorry.
No.
First time.
Get over it, brother.
Why
I
is it
listen,
It's
guys.
a great fight. Fuck his nail
Bro,
polish.
I'm just saying, man. I'm allowed to make an observation. God, you're white, Josh. Let's get a tan. You're whiter than I am.
No, you can't tan. That would look weird on him.
He'd look pink. He just turns pink, right?
He'd be red.
He'd get all red. Come out there like a red fucking pickle. Yeah, fucking giant pickle.
A red
No, like a
pickle.
I don't know why I
lobster.
even said
Like
pickle.
a lobster.
Yeah, you big fucking blonde lobster.
Josh is giving up the neck. He's like, go ahead, take it.
Yeah, Arlovsky's not
Take
known
it.
for those.
You want
is
to
he?
get crazy? Pull a guillotine off. Wow.
Both a little
I would
tired.
never think that Josh would lean in on anybody like that ever again after that Travis Brown fight.
Well, the thing about that is Travis is so good at him because his leverage,
Yeah.
how tall
Oh,
he is.
Jesus.
Oh, my
I mean,
goodness.
flash knockouts on both ends here.
Oof. Great takedown. I think Travis is the
call
only one
that-
who can pull off those elbows because he's so tall.
Maybe. Well, he's also just explosive as fuck with them in that position. It's like, that's his spot.
Yeah, he did it to Gonzaga and then he did it
Joey.
to Barnett.
Yo,
You're on the air. We're doing the fight companion.
so already?
Joe Diaz!
Yeah.
Well, Joey, it's like
going on,
1,
guys?
2.
You're not watching the UFC on Fight Pass?
Dog, I'm doing my own UFC. I just got back from jiu-jitsu, bitch. Fuck Fight Pass. I just did my own. I got choked out 8 times. I just did my own fucking jiu-jitsu. I
Beautiful.
just got Luke Barnett. Everybody choked me out today.
Nice. We're at Legacy.
Going on. Yeah. I did a little better today, to be honest with you.
Round 2.
Dude, after a
I
minute
did
rest,
a little better today.
Hey, the fight's on right now.
You
We're,
got to watch that overhand right. Keep telling Arlovsky
All
that.
right, do your thing. I'm sorry, brother. I saw you call me earlier. You know I love you.
Okay, I'll call you right back.
Keep your head in his chin. That's what when I teach clinch, I always say, use your fucking head. Spear the chin.
When you what?
Huh? When I teach when I do a clinch clinic, I call it the clinch clinic with the kid. Nobody ever comes, but if somebody did, I would always say, use your head. I cannot get anybody to fucking come, and I have something to say.
Puts on a message board.
There's going to be a
puts one of those
clinch
little
clinic
things.
with the kid.
Piece of paper with a bunch of things you can rip off that have the phone number on. And there's just
bottle.
one ripped off, and he ripped it off himself.
I put it up on poles.
just get things going.
On phone poles. I put it up on phone poles.
and nobody calls.
Nobody call. I can't get anybody in my fucking clinics, man. I have
Arlovsky.
cupcakes and Kool-Aid for everybody.
How's this not a 5-rounder?
Right, Brendan?
Because they're old.
I don't give a fuck. Isn't every
old.
main event 5 rounds?
Is it a 5-rounder? It might be.
For sure. Oh, it is. It is. Sorry.
Is it?
The fucking reindeer thing was blocking it. I saw
the
3.
reindeer thing. Did you guys see that thing where those fucking reindeer, 300 of them, got electrocuted? Was it 300 of them?
Jesus
Is
Christ.
that how many it was?
What?
Why do I want to say it's 40?
Oh,
how many
you got to
was it?
keep your hands up.
323? 323 reindeer got electrocuted to death. They were all standing in water. Lightning hit the ground.
What?
The ground was soaked with water, so they all got barbecued
No.
instantly.
Damn.
Instantly.
Dude.
Boy, these boys are throwing.
Hundreds of
Those
them
poor fucking
dead.
reindeer.
That's
Arlovsky
crazy.
just landed a huge. Oh fuck.
It was harp.
So can you just go there and eat them? Can you go there and eat them or
Probably.
no?
Although,
Well, it depends on how cold it is. You know, if it was right afterwards, yeah, definitely.
so that
If
could have
it's
happened to us
later,
when we were hunting, technically.
It technically could happen, yeah, because the ground's all wet, so it's connective.
So this
that
shit
a
should be
bitch?
happening all the time.
It could happen.
Well, we got rubber boots on though.
yeah, we have rubber boots on, and also we're not fucking reindeer.
Yep. God likes me more than he likes reindeers.
They're called caribou. I call them caribou.
Yep.
They're delicious animals. If you were there and you came right after the fact, you'd be psyched. Like, because you'd have all the meat. You wouldn't want it to go to waste. So
I agree.
So it's not even like you feel bad for shooting the caribou.
If you're starving in the wilderness.
When you post those Instagram videos of grilling that fine wild meat, fuck, I get hungry.
It's my favorite thing.
I'm starving
to
right
cook.
now.
I cooked some last night.
I will say that one you did with the jalapenos.
Yeah,
I
that's my
watched that
shit,
one.
dog.
My fucking mouth.
Dude,
starts
I'm telling you,
watering.
I know you're scared of. Eddie grew up with a fucked up stepfather, and so he's got some crazy food issues because his stepdad used to force him to eat food. So Eddie's like, meat, potatoes, stop. Don't get
yeah.
don't get crazy.
Oh, you don't eat meat or potatoes?
he won't
No,
be.
no. That's all.
adventurous.
He's like super like down the middle, except some.
I don't like
Mexican food.
gamey.
Yeah, that's how
meat.
my brother is.
You know
Elk,
what I mean?
elk is not gamey. That's the thing, man. I'm telling you, it's like if you like Fogo de Chao, you like when they come over. It's not. It doesn't taste like that because it's got more firmness to it.
fuck.
Good reversal by
okay,
Barnett.
It's
Oh, boy.
on now.
Oh,
Let's
this
see.
is not good. This
Enjoy
is not
this,
good for
Arlovsky.
Arlovsky. This
No,
is
no,
terrible. Barnett is a smusher.
Oh.
Look at that instant pass, full mount, grapevine, old school
We
catch
call that the
wrestling
Saturday
style.
Night Live ride. We call it the Saturday Night Ride. In
Yeah, you got
wrestling.
to call it one of the other. You can't call it.
All right.
Skydive.
We call it staying alive.
Boy, if he can last a minute, he's gonna be gassed.
He's got it for a minute.
Yeah, I don't know about all
That's
that.
a tough.
fine.
That's a
He
tough
might
call,
get
B.
smushed here, dude.
Just
A
hold
lot
on.
of time.
He's looking for the arm triangle on that
or
on that right
Americana.
arm.
Did you say just
or the
hold on to him, B?
Americana,
Yeah, just hold on to him. It'll be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, for sure.
But Josh Barnett will put a beating on you in that fucking mount position too. He's an expert at maneuvering, getting you in bad spots. You know, anticipating your defense and dropping those short palm to elbows down on you. Those press down, Jeremy Horn style elbows.
He also has a great head arm choke here that he does.
Jeremy Horn was like one of the first guys that
Oh,
really was
he's cutting
teaching
him
that.
up.
Oh, he's smashing him. 40 seconds
Man, he's
to
got
go.
to finish him.
He's a nasty.
He's good, looking for
Nasty
that arm.
mofo.
He's
Yep.
looking to straighten those arms out.
Yep.
But Arlovsky's got fairly good defense, but not right here.
Come on, Andre.
gonna
Don't
turn to his
do
back.
not.
30 seconds.
Oh my God, he's getting beat on. Oh Jesus Christ!
It's not
on.
enough to stop it, though, is it?
Yeah, but
No.
he's getting smashed.
Oh, no,
Andre,
he's gonna be
Andre,
fucked when he
please
gets
It's
up.
protect
over. This
yourself.
is
now-
over. It's over. It's over.
Turn.
He's beating on him, man.
Now it's
Oh,
over.
it's
No,
flat.
you got time. You got time. You got
shit,
time. You got time.
Oh!
Hammer
time.
fist.
Now it's
oh
over.
shit!
He's gonna sink it
Josh
in.
Barnett.
There it
Oh!
There it goes.
Oh, he's going to survive.
I don't think
shit.
so.
Yes.
gonna survive.
Oh, hell yeah. He's surviving.
It's
Yeah,
over.
they're not going to
It's
stop.
over.
They're not going to stop it.
Oh, he got it.
Wow,
But
Wow.
he survived.
dude, what a beating! He took a ferocious beating.
Orlovsky's in trouble.
Like getting up, he's got to be reeling right now. I mean, his face is smushed.
And he's tired as fuck.
It has to be, man. He just
Fuck yeah,
exploded
he is.
for survival for the last minute. The last minute was just a crazy swim to shore with sharks biting your asshole.
Is that Winklejohn right
And then you
there?
gotta go back out there. That's
Mike Winklejohn's the guy to his left, like
Yeah.
right in front of Arlovsky. To his,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
That's Mike.
We've
and
been
that's
here
Greg
a bunch
Jackson.
of times.
Been here a bunch of times. That's not good.
You've been here 100 times. Well,
Okay.
I'm literally on the brink of dying.
You start thinking about it.
Where do either of these guys go from here? I guess they're both.
They're both in the mix.
Yeah, heavyweight division's pretty old.
Good takedown by Arlovsky, but he
Look at
got
that
reversed.
Oh, watch this.
Yeah, the momentum.
Man.
Mounted way
Yeah, that's
easy.
not what you want.
Oh my God, Barnett just dropping bombs down on him.
was
Super
nasty.
accurate. Josh Barnett is no joke, man.
Come on, Andre. Oh,
And
look at this.
Barnett also can keep up this pace for 5 rounds. He fought Roy Nelson and gave Roy Nelson a beating like that for 5 rounds.
Yeah, he did.
That was super impressive.
He's just such a vet, man. He's seen it all.
Yep. Well, he's also just so fucking tough.
Durable. And has so many fucking tricks.
But Arlovsky's still got the bomb, man. He's still got the bomb in his hand. Look at him. He's trying to set it up.
Oh, shit. I don't think that landed.
Dude, it's weird the way he throws that right hand. It's like his elbows down, his shoulders up, and he whips it. It's almost like he doesn't throw it straight anymore. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, he throws that kick and he's getting caught. That's the second time he's gotten caught.
But it's like he's throwing it with his body, and then the arm is sort of following behind it. It's like whipping. It's weird.
Oh, they're so tired. These guys are
I mean, if
kind of.
I would like
Oh,
my
man.
God, by Barnett. Right hand.
Barnett.
Arlovsky is a stud. These guys are amazing.
Oh, nice
Give it
knee to
up.
the body. He hurt him with that knee to the body.
No, he poked him in the eye.
eye.
well, the ref didn't see it. Barnett knows better
wow.
than that to stop it. Barnett. Oh shit! And
Oh
he's
my
whooping
God,
his
this is an
ass.
amazing fight.
Oh, my
Come
God.
on.
Orlovsky said, "Enjoy your win with one fucking eye."
Oh, my God.
Give it
Oh,
up for the
Arlovsky
boys.
gets behind him. Look
Look
out.
at him, he's got
Kimura.
the-
Oh,
Kimura.
boy.
Orlovsky needs to stop this shit. He keeps
Double
trying to
wrist lock.
grapple.
Double wrist lock.
Damn it!
Look at that.
Now you're fucked.
Flipped him.
Now you get your arm
Flipped
ripped
him.
off. Now
He's
you get your arm
fucked.
ripped off.
He's fucked.
He's super fucked.
Yeah.
This is Barnett all fucking
This is
day
his
long.
world. I mean,
power too.
This
Torque.
dude submitted Dean Lister, Huron Gracie.
Huron, yes, easily.
That is a big feat, man.
Huge.
It's over right here.
This
Yeah,
is
it's over.
not
It's-
good.
Oh, shit.
Not up in him.
Dude, this is a
It's
fight.
still over. It's
This is an
still over.
amazing
yeah,
fight.
it's still
Still
over.
over.
It's still over.
There's no way
Powerful
he's gonna Orlovsky's gonna get
It's
up
still
here.
over.
He's not gonna get. Look, he's going for the Kimura again.
Arlovsky's a warlock, so he's got those
Oh, he's
powers.
going for it again. This
He
is
doesn't
not
have much
good.
room though.
Barnett upset that it got away, man. He's going to make a big point to try to get
If
it
you're
now.
Orlovsky, quit fucking trying to grapple with him.
Oh,
man.
he's elbowing him too. He's going to open it up with
Barnett's
elbows.
so nasty.
little tenderizing.
That's so nasty.
Do you remember that time when Arlovsky was on the ground and Roy Nelson had him inside control with a double wrist lock locked in, and they stood him up
Elite
in Elite
XC.
XC, that crooked ass organization? Remember that?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I do. And then
Yeah, arm
Orlovsky went
triangle,
on
right
to
Arm
beat him.
triangle.
Oh, no! But now, no way
Arlovsky
he's gonna survive
survives.
this.
Oh, 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
He's still in the
This is
mount
not
though.
good.
It's he's
Well,
like,
that's not good.
That's
This
like a
is not
year-long
good, gentlemen.
down
Ladies and
there.
No,
gentlemen.
this is not good. He's giving
Oh,
up
no.
the back. He's
Oh,
giving
boy.
up
He's
the
gonna
back.
get choked out.
Yeah, he's giving up the back.
Enjoy
Well,
that.
you got to be
flattening
so
him out.
exhausted here.
He's flattening him out. He's getting the neck. That's it.
tapped him.
Josh motherfucking Barnett, ladies and gentlemen.
Two warriors, man. Two legends.
God damn.
If I was Brendan Schaub, I'd say, for sure, get off me before you congratulate me.
Yeah, for sure. Get the fuck out of here, man. Let's do this when we get up, huh?
For sure, we could do this
Wow.
friendship
What a
shit when you're
fight.
not mounting me.
Yeah,
He's
man.
got great cardio.
Fuck,
You would
he
never
does.
think so, but man, he.
Yeah.
God, is he good. God damn, that was a good fight.
Tough as nails, man. Josh Barnett is tough as nails.
His nails.
That was a goddamn war.
Jesus.
Woo! What a fight.
And, you know, all
What
due
a
respect, he doesn't seem, he's got great cardio. He doesn't, if you looked at his body physically,
The fuck
he
are you
doesn't look
trying to
like he's
say?
in that good a shape.
What?
Good lord.
Josh Barnett? Come on.
No, he's
Come
always.
on.
He always
You're talking about a legend.
I know
dude.
he is.
he
I'm
always
just saying.
carries a
You
lot
can't
of body
Don't
judge
fat.
judge
guy
a
off
book.
his
Don't
body.
judge a book by its cover, Brendan.
at Fedor.
I've always said that.
Look at Fedor.
Yeah. God, he's amazing. Look at
Boom!
this. Oh, no.
Oh,
and
that's-
still took it.
that's
And still
so-
said,
He hit his hand.
Barnett fucked him up after this. He went, "Oh, you want to poke me in the fucking eye? Check this out." See, this Arlovsky wants to fight there.
why
Doing
did the
that
ref
bullshit
stop
grappling.
that eye poke thing? That was weird. Maybe.
Didn't see it. He didn't see it. When they're looking at certain things, you know, and they miss little stuff like that, it's so hard to stop and reset because you also stop the momentum of the fight. And sometimes a guy gets punched in the eye,
Yeah.
and they'll reel away as if they got poked. But if you watch in the replay, it's just the knuckle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like Chuck Liddell used to get guys all the time, and he would throw these wild, crazy punches. He would. Because of the way the wraps are and because of the way the gloves are, sometimes when Chuck was punching you, he's hitting you like this.
Yep.
So these are going in your eyes.
Ouch.
You can't stop it because of that.
I mean, he's just dropping bombs on you, and sometimes they don't land perfectly with the knuckle, or sometimes even with the knuckle goes into your eye. But these
Poor-
things
poor
right here,
Andre.
these are not covered. So if you're slinging and you catch someone like this and it goes in the eye, it feels just like a poke.
Definitely can't stop it.
Yeah. Probably Dan Hardy. Look at him. He looks like an Englishman.
Dude, did you see Bruce Buffer's fucking white tux?
No, he had a white tux?
That's some Germany shit. That's that foreign shit. Don't bring that here.
Oh, it shouldn't? No.
No, can't have that here.
How come?
We
White
just can't.
pad?
We just can't do it.
No
Damn,
white tux.
Is Hardy? Those aren't jeans.
Powerful Josh Barnett.
We went for the finish every time. I know we slowed down, but
We went for the finish every time.
anyway too. So please give it up for Andre Arlovsky.
And give it up for Andre Arlovsky. Good
Damn
Josh
right.
Barnett.
Damn right.
Good
That's
man.
a great sportsman.
This is a crazy division. It's going to be opened up next week. We're going to find out what the hell's going on. Because if Stipe can defend the title, you got a real champion on your hands. And if Overeem could beat him, things get very, very interesting.
And then you
Look at how we put the choke on. Look at the grip.
Then you got
at that.
Verdum,
Yeah,
Verdum
really.
Travis
He went like
Brown
this.
again.
He smushed it. He like punched at it.
He went like this.
Yeah. Interesting, huh?
They didn't see it. Incidental, but
Well, he's a real artist when it comes to submissions. Josh
Yeah,
Barnett
one of the
knows
best of all time.
He knows his shit. There's some big ass fights coming up, dude. Some big
Look how he
ass
hits the
fights
hand.
coming up.
If he would have hit his face, it would have been different.
Oh, it's so fucked up, man. But that's something when you see a guy turning away with his holding his eye like that.
Go ahead and punch
What
him
is
in the face.
Jamie? What's the card next weekend?
You got the heavyweights, right? So you got Stipe, Overeem, Verdum, Travis Brown rematch.
You know what?
that's
I didn't know until
interesting.
today, just now, that Stipe Overeem was September 10th. I thought it was today. I've been really excited about it.
You thought it was on Fight Pass.
Yeah.
Why'd you think it was today?
I don't know. Just did.
So you're upset?
I'm a little upset right now.
You thought it was next on Fight Pass?
So
Sure did,
Stipe,
buddy.
Alistair, look at this. Verdum and Travis Brown, very interesting. What was the original fight? Was it this is the original fight
No,
they had planned?
Fabricio was supposed to fight. God, who pulled out? Who the fuck pulled out? Travis Brown was a late replacement. Oh, Rothwell pulled out. It was Verdum
did he?
Rothwell.
Oh, that's right.
He pulled out. Brown got back in, right? Because he just got his face kicked off by Kane. So he came back in for this rematch.
Man, Travis Brown's in a tough spot.
So he loses this one. Yeah, it's
Well, it's also you taking
better
it
get
on
Ronda pregnant.
how fairly short is the notice,
Not that short, right? Like 4 or 5 weeks.
but it's pretty recent since the fight with Kane.
Yeah, I know. That's
Not-
why it's tough to get back in there. And he got that
He got
spinning wheel
TKO'd.
kick. Yeah, that's tough.
You got TKO.
What's next for Kane?
It's a good question. Probably a title fight, I would imagine. Look at that CM Punk versus Mickey Galls, the third fight of the night. That's crazy.
That is before Faber and
Well, it's after Faber.
yes, sorry.
Faber and Jimmy Rivera, which is an interesting fight, man. Jimmy Rivera is a tank.
Super tough fight for you.
Yeah.
He always
And-
wins though, doesn't he?
Well, he wins a lot.
Besides the title.
Yeah. Well, the Dominic Cruz fight was, he got dropped in that fight a couple of times and got hurt, which is interesting.
I'll tell you the fight I want to see is Stipe versus Kane. That's the fight. Matchup wise, it's such a fun fight. Very similar styles.
Hey, what's going on with Taisimov? He can't get into the country?
Yeah, I don't think so. That's what I've heard.
That giant wrestler you're talking about?
No. He's not a giant guy. He's a 155er. Was he 45 or 55? Who is he supposed to be fighting?
55, right, Jamie? Look that up.
Who is
Pretty sure it's
Landsberg? Cyborg's fighting
Nick
him.
Lentz. Yeah, he's fighting Nick Lentz. And Nick Lentz has been fighting 55.
Yeah.
Damn.
Who is
Lineker
Landsberg?
versus Dodson is crazy.
Yeah.
That is goddamn crazy. October 1st, Portland, Oregon. That is madness.
No,
Linker's
who's the
fucking
poor
truth,
soul
right?
fighting cyborg?
Holy shit. That
His
was
name
whack.
is Landsberg.
Who's the body bag fighting fucking cyborg in Brazil?
She looks like a
Good
swimsuit
God.
model. In Brasilia, Brazil. Yeah, she's gonna be
Good Lord.
fed.
Jamie, what's her background?
She's a demon hunter.
Landsberg. She's a fucking warlock
She's
hunter.
gonna go there with
She's a demon
a
hunter.
necklace of garlic and a fucking sword with a crucifix at the bottom of it.
And still won't help.
Yeah, she's
You will
fucked.
get knocked the fuck
She's
out.
fucked.
Here's a shield.
Good luck in that fight.
God damn, man.
That's one of them good luck
Who's going to beat
fights.
Cyborg?
That's a good question, man. Who is going to be? Yeah, Maribek Taisimov out of UFC 203. Visa issues.
He's such
This
a
is like-
monster, too.
He's very good.
So fucking
But
good.
he's had visa issues for several fights in a row now. I just don't know why the UFC can't clear that up, unless there's some weird shit.
For sure someone
that he
help
did.
him out.
Wonder what the problem is. I don't understand visas, man. I don't understand like who gets them and who doesn't. You know,
I think right now it's a little tough.
it
with
was
everything going on.
declined. Yeah, I wonder why they declined those things, man. You know, I don't know what it is. But too bad, because he could fight his ass off.
So good.
Yeah, he's very good, man. Very good. And you look at that whole card. That's Ian McCall and Ray Borg.
Our boy
That's right, I
Ian.
forgot that. Ray Borg's no joke. That's interesting.
Who's on that fight pass?
Betchko Yancey Medeiros, Sean Spencer. That's a good fight.
Yancey.
That should be next weekend. So what else is going on?
You're calling that fight, obviously. It's heavyweight championship.
Yeah, I'm
of
there
the
next
world.
week. Yeah. Powerful Cleveland. See ya. See you fuckers.
Cleveland.
gonna be
Beautiful
fun.
Cleveland.
That's Stipe's town. It's going to be interesting, man. They're going to come out in droves for him.
Hopefully.
Yeah. No, it's going to be. It's a very interesting fight, man. Stipe is no fucking joke.
It's a toss-up for me.
But
It's
Alistair
such a tough fight
Overeem
to
is
call.
so good at striking. He's so clever and sneaky. And now the way he fights, he like moves around you and doesn't take any chances until he sees an opening. Then he snipes on you. And Miocic has got to be able to counter that. And if he can and clip him and hurt him the way Rothwell did, then the fight becomes interesting.
You also look at the way Stipe, like, almost Terminators forward, you know what I'm saying, has that relentless pace like you do JDS. You can't really do that with Overeem. There's no trading like that, really.
Well, it's going to be hard if he gets hit with leg kicks, like right away, because Alistair Overeem has some fucking ferocious leg kicks. And
Body kicks, too.
He also throws that left kick to the body. He switches stances a lot. He can do a lot of different shit in there striking-wise. His knees are fucking horrific.
And then his grappling.
Yeah, and
he
his
can
grappling's
fucking grapple.
good.
We forget about it.
Yeah, his grappling's good. It's very good. He won the European Abu Dhabi qualifier.
Correct.
And he's, I think, the first guy to submit Vitor before John Jones did. He submitted him with a guillotine back in the Pride days. Yeah, he's no joke, man.
Yeah, people always forget about that.
Johnson versus Poirier. That's
fun.
Hall Brunson's a fun one, too.
Oh, that's very good. Yeah, Uriah Hall almost got the Anderson Silva fight, right? And then Anderson hurt himself.
Yeah.
Phil Brooks is a wrestling superstar. It's interesting. This whole thing is so interesting that it's taken so long.
Yeah, I don't hate on the guy for pursuing something new. Who am I to hate on a guy for doing something new out of his lane? You know, that's my life. But
Cowboy and I were making fun of him the other day for being a straight edge, for not drinking. People got so mad.
really,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah, they got so mad.
He's never been a drinker?
No,
or-
he's no drinking, no drugs, no steroids, no nothing. And we were like, all right, good luck with all that.
have fun.
But people get so mad. Like, folks, relax. You know, if you don't want to drink, you don't have to drink. I'm not saying you should drink.
He's
And
a
I'm
superstar.
not drinking right now. I'm stone cold sober. I didn't drink it all last night either. I go many, many days without drinking. You don't have to drink, but
I only drink here. I almost don't drink.
it's
ever.
fun.
Damn, his shirt was super corny.
But
though.
you don't have to do it.
He's got a lot of guts, though.
I'm not,
Dude.
mad
Yeah.
I'm not mad at his girl either.
Well, it's also like how many options does he have? It's really interesting when you think the fact that this guy was competing in the WWE and he's going to fight at 170. It's kind of crazy because, 170 is small. It's not very big.
Is that a big weight cut for him? What does he walk around at?
No, it's not a
No.
big weight. He's not a big guy.
No, he's not a
but
huge guy.
it's even more interesting that this guy was able to compete as a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
Like on television, like to do all that stuff against guys that they must be way bigger than him because he's not a big guy.
No, he's not a huge guy.
He's gonna get fucked up.
Yeah, but-
How
but-
dare you, Eddie Bravo? How dare you
Yeah.
question the man's
2
spirit?
years. You've been training 2
No,
years.
look at his striking. It's fucking
Yeah.
elite.
You've been
How-
training 2 years. you're
How
gonna fight in
dare
the
you,
UFC?
Joe Rogan?
It's elite.
No.
How dare you?
It's elite.
It's world class.
Well, it is. He's
Look,
fighting at world class level. Isn't
He's
he?
look. He's a guy who's taking a big fucking chance. We can mock him all
You gotta
day long,
respect that.
but at
Yeah,
the
I
end of the
agree.
day, you got to respect the fact that he's going to do it.
I don't think too many other people would do it.
Well,
How
I'm
many
very
other people would do it
curious.
at his level?
I don't know, man. Also, I'm very curious to see how he responds to the pressure.
Me too,
Yeah.
because you can't. That's the one thing that bothers me. I heard people go, "Oh, are you worried about the crowd and the UFC jitters? They're real." And he goes, "I've been in front of big, big crowds. It's no different. I'm telling you, it's different. I played football in way bigger crowds. Fighting's completely different. Even though you wrestle and it's one-on-one, it does not.
Yeah,
count.
but the wrestling's not real. See,
That's
that's,
what
the
I'm
problem.
saying.
He hasn't done anything competition-wise.
There's no pressure.
Didn't do karate tournaments. Didn't wrestle. Didn't kickbox. There's no jiu-jitsu tournaments in his past. So the only competitions that he's had, really, realistically, are smokers inside the gym,
How did
which
he-
I believe they put him through a few.
yeah,
Oh, they did?
How did he get into the WWE? Like, how did that happen? What's that story? He's not a big guy. Was he an actor? How did he do it?
I
It's a
don't
good
know.
question. It's a good question.
I mean,
He'd have something special about him. If he's a small dude, he's
Just
not taking
a famous
steroids.
guy.
He's not
good.
taking any steroids, and he's doing pro wrestling. How
He's a
does
good
that even
talker.
happen?
He's a good talker. But if you watch his he's a good entertainer. But if you watch like his pro wrestling, like there's guys that are in pro wrestling that are just freak athletes, you know, and they can somersault, flip over their opponents, and land
Acrobatic,
behind
yeah.
them, and then spin them around and get them a figure 4 toe hold or whatever the fuck they
Right.
do. He's not one of those guys.
He's not one of those guys. I
No,
thought he was
no.
the guy who jumped off and did flips and stuff.
No,
Not even that.
Not like those Mexican mask ones.
No,
those
that's
guys
not
are
his
the,
thing.
Those guys are the craziest.
Yeah, that's not his thing.
They'll scissor you in the legs and flip you by your own neck.
Yeah,
Like, they
when
grab
you're
you-
5'6",
Yeah.
That's not his
you
thing.
have to do crazy shit. That's just the law. If you're gonna be tiny and you gotta be fucking.
He was like the
doing backflips.
outcast in WWE. He was like the anti-man, like would he go against Vince McMahon, the businessman. You know, that was his whole.
Are we
spiel.
allowed to see like one?
What
we
is
can't
this?
See anything?
He's jumping through the
Yeah,
air and he's
it's
going to land on a table.
It's
Is
not
that what you're
WrestleMania.
showing
They
me?
make him do crazy shit there, but yeah.
Wow.
Well, that doesn't mean he's
you're
athletic.
jumping onto a cushion. How crazy. My kids do that.
Well,
There's
my mom could
There's
do
a
that.
place down the street from here. There's trampolines and they have cushions. You jump on the cushion.
Sky Zone.
Yeah.
I go there all the time, man.
This is, I mean, it's kind of funny, but at the end of the day, it's not like Brock Lesnar. You look at Brock Lesnar and the way just he would move around, you'd be like, I'd like to see that guy fight for real. You look at this guy, and he's like a reasonable athlete. Like, you look at his body, he's like a reasonably athletic guy who's, you know, looks like he works out. But you look at his legs, you don't go, Jesus, I bet that guy could jump over the fucking moon. You know?
Well, no, yeah, he's like he's not a big guy. He's not really athletic. He's like your everyday average gym guy. And it's
Yeah.
like, cool, let's see him fight. He has a big name.
Hey, you never know.
Everyone's tuning in.
Yeah.
I mean, I do know he won't be the 170-pound champ of the world. We do know that.
How dare you? How dare you
Well,
question
and
what's
I
in
don't
a
think he
man's
wants
heart?
to do that either.
Look at him next to The Rock. It looks like The Rock's about to eat him. I will eat you.
I would love to see The Rock fight in the
He
UFC.
doesn't look too much smaller than The Rock.
Oh,
right
he's
there.
way smaller than him, dude.
Not in that picture.
Well,
Look at those arms. They look similar.
big arms.
They're similar.
He's got big arms.
It's for sure the camera angle.
I think it's a perspective issue.
Yeah.
If you see any of the, I mean, I'm not degrading his body or anything like that, but if you look at most of the pictures of him wrestling, like go to that one on the upper left, right-hand side, go down, scroll down a little, Jamie, that next column, and there, go to the right, right there, click.
Yeah, you can tell he wasn't
That's,
taking
you know,
PEDs.
it's like he's a fit guy. He's in shape, you know, but I mean, the difference between him and a Rock or absolutely a Lesnar. Like Rock is like a big, powerful athlete. A guy who works out a lot. He's
Played D1
obviously
football.
jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a jacked fucking giant dude. But Brock moves around like a guy who knows how to kill people. There's a total difference. Like when he grabs guys, and what happened recently? He broke some guy's head open with elbows.
An elbow, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all
Did he do it on
scripted.
purpose?
Yeah,
But it
for
was a
sure.
real
It's all
cut.
scripted. Yeah.
Yeah, but they have a lot of scar tissue up there
Yeah?
from taking chairs to the head and stuff. So if you're going to open a professional wrestler up, do it there.
Jamie, you know this is true?
He supposedly got into a real fight with somebody backstage that didn't know that the thing that was going out in the ring was staged too.
Oh, really?
Some guy got mad that you went too far, bro. But he didn't because everybody knew about
It's
it.
all bullshit.
So they planned on doing that in advance. So the
For
guy in
sure.
the back was like, "You went too far, bro,"
He didn't know about it. Yeah.
and he didn't know it was staged. Is he retarded?
How
It's
dare you?
2016. How does he not know it's staged? It's pro wrestling, right?
Supposedly Brock Lesnar's known for going off script, which is part of
That
the
motherfucker.
his craziness.
That off-script motherfucker.
Roid raging motherfucker.
Yeah, he's a big fella. It's
Big
too bad.
athletic dude, yeah.
You know, USADA, I don't know what kind of a suspension they're going to give him, but they're talking about not giving him that much of a suspension.
Fuck
He's
off.
going to get the Hillary Clinton treatment.
His is straight Clomid though.
Listen, shut the fuck up.
Different than John's.
Shut the fuck up.
Is he talking about coming back and fighting another fight? In
Oh
UFC?
yeah, I'm sure he
Brock
would.
is?
I'm sure he would.
Yeah.
He made a ton of money.
Crazy
He
money.
really didn't get beat up. You
Did
know,
well.
fought Mark Hunt, controlled him on the ground.
Him
gave
versus
noogies.
Barnett would be next, I bet.
I was about to say that'd be an interesting.
That would be very. John Jones, Brock Lesnar facing potential shorter suspensions from USADA. Listen, they need to just throw USADA and go. Look, we proved the point. I think we got it.
We got it.
But how does it work? Does USADA take the place of the commission now in testing?
No. It's not that they take the place of the commission. I believe the commissions are still within their rights to test fighters. You'd have to actually look that up to make sure that's correct. But the most important thing is the UFC is testing fighters all year round. You have to give notice of where you are constantly, all the time. So they're testing you whether you're in competition, whether you're out of competition. They're testing you randomly. They're showing at your house at 7 o'clock in the morning. And if they catch you, they're going to suspend you.
But who do they report it to, Joe?
That's a good question. Who do they report it to? And who makes the decisions?
That's
Like,
what I'm saying
I don't know.
because USADA's hired by
I gotta piss.
the UFC.
Yeah.
Like they're not a commission.
So the commission
So-
and USADA test you. You get tested by two different bodies.
But remember, USADA, they don't test the whole card. It's selective testing. Or not USADA, the commission.
Right.
But the question is, and this is what we talked about with Scott Coker, so with USADA testing, who's an employee of the UFC? The UFC hired USADA to test their
They
athletes.
have nothing to do with the commission?
No. So when USADA, let's say they find Lesnar or Arlovsky, random names. Let's say CM Punk failed a test. Do they go, hey, Dana, he failed a test? Like, how's it work? What's the exact steps?
Yeah, what's
This
the,
was our exact question on Firing the Kid, and
Yeah.
no one answered it, really.
what's the what's the path to
Like, can Dana go, fuck, all right, well, it's just Molly. Let's not suspend him for that. Or he was, it's this. He's our main event. Let's not do that.
I don't think it's up to Dana. Or,
Holy.
there's no way.
I'd like to party. It's weird to think about. I don't know. I'd love to. Obviously, there's no way Dana or whoever's it would be Dana's going, well, he just spent for that. Let's do this. I don't
Right.
think
So
it's
when
up
it comes to Bellator, the commission still
Yes.
checks, but it's a random thing. And
yeah.
Well, they can't
Like
be
you might-
checking that. They can't be checking that much.
Well,
The
no, but
commission.
for Fight Week, you get. I mean, it's
Yeah.
they can for sure.
Well, how does that guy Michael Chisley or whatever his name is get away with it?
Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Well, he's fighting.
Michael Chisley and Michael Chisley.
He's fighting in places that don't have
I
commissions.
got you.
Like
got you.
Oklahoma, wherever.
Oh, okay.
Certain states don't have their own commission. So then Bellator, the UFC, is responsible in deciding whether they want to test or not.
Oh.
Like when Bellator went to England, there's no commission there. There's
Right.
no fight commission testing them. So Bellator had their own testing.
So yeah,
Which is again, how's that work?
not sure.
It's interesting, right?
That's very interesting.
Hey fellas, no commission. Do your thing.
Yeah, they should be able to do whatever the fuck they want. It's their organization. If they don't want to hire USADA and they don't want to do it that way, let's see what it's like if you do it the old way.
Yep.
Well, we've
Let's
seen
do it
what
the
it
old
like.
way.
You're talking
Go.
about pride.
Talking
Yeah,
about pride.
no, we're
Pride.
talking about Strike Force.
Talking about
or
the
the
good old
UFC
days.
pre-days.
Yeah, you're talking about Ubering versus Brock.
Brock.
Reign.
Well,
Yeah.
without
He tested-
mentioning names, too, you can see such a difference in some people's bodies in the UFC now that they've cracked down on this shit.
No
It's
one
so
more than
interesting.
Uberim.
Yeah.
No, well, maybe Vitor. Like
Yeah.
TRT Vitor.
Yeah,
But
unbelievable
that was a
difference.
weird one because it was so transparent because it was TRT. I mean, he was
Right.
taking it. It was legally prescribed.
Yeah, Vitor's number one on that.
He's number one. Also, number one for like the poster boy for results. Like, Jesus, where do I sign? Like, fuck.
Explosive as shit.
If you show a kid a video and like, Dad, why the fuck wouldn't I do it? I have no argument, son. I have
It's like
no argument.
Like a human and a lion made a baby.
for real. It's like
Even Tanner, he was Tanner, the mohawk, the whole thing comes out.
And, like crosses shaved into his head. Yeah,
went
it was
uber religious.
It was intense.
Jesus ain't putting that testosterone in your blood, son.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the things that he said after he got off of it, is that he has a holy supplement that he doesn't need TRT anymore.
How's that working out for you?
Well, it just took a while for the holy supplement to really.
Yeah, the blood of Christ.
Yeah,
I'm
it's-
still fucking waiting. Yeah. Just pray every day. Get jacked.
Who's Weidman gonna fight? That's what I want to know. Like
He's fighting in New York though.
Well, he should be, but I mean, damn, he was like in the mix. Now they're talking about Rumble versus John Jones for a shot at the title, and they're talking about is that supposed to be at Madison Square Garden? Is that what we're saying? They're saying that?
That's what they're saying, but aren't so wouldn't it be Rockhold Weidman 2? Right?
If
in New York,
Rockhold Weidman 2 would be fucking awesome. I
because
would
you have
love to see
Bisping
that.
Henderson for the title
Right.
in England happening
That's
in
happening.
October.
That's in
In
Manchester.
November, you'd have Weidman versus Rockhold, right?
It's not a bad idea, but then what do you do with Yoel Romero? He's still in the mix.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Not really. He's
You
out
don't
of
think
it
he's
with
in the
that.
mix?
Not when it comes to those guys.
Man,
What
I
do you-
don't
what do you
know.
mean, though?
I mean,
It's hard to
he's-
market. Yeah, you can market the fuck out. You're not gonna put Yoel versus one of these guys in New York. It's a huge Madison Square Garden. He's coming off suspension. Rockhold Weidman, we're gonna watch.
Let me tell you something. I will see Yoel Romero fight against fucking
Me
anybody.
too.
Wow,
You guys
Rashad
are-
Evans. Maybe Rashad Evans versus Yoel Romero.
No,
Kennedy.
Rashad's fighting
Tim
Tim
Kennedy?
Yeah.
When is this?
MSG.
Yeah,
Holy
November.
Says
shit.
the only one that's supposedly confirmed.
Powerful
Holy
Tim
shit.
Kennedy.
Jesus Christ. Wow. That's interesting. So Kennedy's back in full training mode.
Oh yeah.
Because he's
always in shape.
overseas. He's been like still serving.
Well, he was in kill mode.
Yeah.
This is
This is fight mode.
This is easy mode for him.
So
Get ready for a
weird.
fight.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
yeah. What-
easy.
Talk about a guy living an intense life.
Tough fight for
Yeah.
Rashad. I like the matchup though.
It's interesting to see if he could make that 185 cut because he's not a big 205er and he was
No,
carrying
not at
around
all.
quite a bit of muscle.
I'm surprised Tim went on with the Reebok deal. I wonder what did it for him.
I don't know. Maybe
He was
maybe
more
just wants to
outspoken
fight.
than I was.
He wants to fight.
Maybe he just wants to fight. But yeah, man, it's interesting to see what can happen without the Reebok deal, without USADA over at Bellator, and they're slowly starting to get top talent. You know, I mean, now they've got Benson, they've got
Rory.
Rory.
Roy's by far the biggest.
by far the best, right?
And biggest.
Yeah.
Young, has a lot of fight left in him.
Yeah, and
Ben's right up there with them. Benson Henderson.
Too many
As
wars.
Oh, he's had some wars,
Too many
and
wars.
he's slipped a little bit. I mean, he might still be elite of the elite, but at one point in time, he's accomplished more than any of them.
Yes.
I mean, he was.
He's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he was.
He's the champ.
Yeah,
WC champ,
WC
155
champ.
Even
champ,
on our,
UFC
on our
champ.
podcast, he even kind
Yeah.
of talked. He kind of hinted at, he's coming to the end of sort of what he considers his MMA career.
Well,
It's
you
not
can
like
only
he
do it
wants-
for so long.
Yeah.
But he didn't hint that. No, he thinks he's going to be champ, and he's obviously fighting for the belt.
Sure.
He's fighting Chandler for the belt, which is a tough fucking fight for him.
Tough fucking
Chandler's
fight.
a nightmare.
He's dangerous.
And Ben hasn't, I love Ben. He knows, but he hasn't looked that great in Bellator.
Right.
Lost his first fight. His last fight with Pitbull, not a great fight. I'm actually losing that fight till Pitbull got hurt.
Rory's going to take a whole year off for his nose.
For his nose, yeah, he's gonna fight
A whole
216.
year, and that's from Robbie Lawler.
Yeah, that
Well,
crazy
Wonder Boy, too.
smash him up fight. Well, Wonder Boy opened it up, but as Robbie
Yeah.
Lawler broke it so bad in that fight that he broke it twice more in training for Wonder Boy.
Yep.
Just keeps breaking.
Was
So I
it
don't know
ready?
if he gets surgery for that. Like, what do you do?
would
He
imagine.
thinks just time. Like he had this proper surgery, but he keeps rushing back, and it's just not getting better.
Can't breathe. It's
But
all that shit.
if he had the proper surgery and he went and got smashed up again, it's probably got to be cleared up.
True.
Cleared
True.
up again.
So maybe that's why he's taking a year.
That is such an issue with fighters because they want to get their nose fixed, but if you do get your nose fixed, you really shouldn't get punched in it for a while. But if you don't get your nose fixed, then you can't breathe out of your fucking nose.
Yeah, you have to do it.
Yeah, it's a real weird
Awful.
one. Vanderlei had the craziest solution: make your nose bigger. Go to get surgery, take a chunk of cartilage out of your rib, and make me a big nose that I can really breathe out
Yeah.
of.
Give me that
That's what he
LeBron
did.
James nose. I'll
He
take the
went like-
LeBron.
He got this like extra chunk in his nose, where his nose was like it was bigger than it was before his fighting career.
He got a nose job. Let's be real here.
He got a nose
Straight
job
up
that
nose
makes your
job.
nose bigger,
Yes.
which is crazy.
Which is rare.
No one's ever done
Hollywood
that.
was like, dude, what? Yeah,
He's
I
like-
want it bigger. Bigger with my nostrils like this. So the ear's like ram. Like
Yeah.
it's ram ear right into my fucking nostrils.
like he's got a hood scoop on.
Yeah, if you want, I guess, man. Remember, it's fucking nuts if you think about it.
That is funny, man. It is funny. Yeah, he had to get all sorts of stuff done. He had to get his eyebrows cut down. He had so much scar tissue around his eyes
Christ.
that
He
his
got a
eyes were
facelift.
sagging. Yeah.
He got his face lit.
Well, he got all this scar tissue cut, and then they pull it up. And
Let's
sew
see it
in.
before and after, Jamie.
Well, you can see that he's got deep scars all around his eyes. Like Vanderlei has been in some fucking wars.
Legend.
And then on top of that, he comes from shoot the box, and their sparring sessions. Nobody spars like they used to spar.
Hell
like
no.
today, nobody does it like that. They used to knock each other out for fun.
You can't. You
There's
can't
an old
spar like that.
There's an old story of Vanderlei.
Before and after.
Oh, that's not
even a good one.
That's not even a good one.
No, because that right one's not the new one.
Well, the right one is the one on the right hand side is relaxed, like after the surgery. Go above there, like there. You can see like it's. You got to see him like right after the surgery. That says nose number 3. He's had 3 different noses.
Look, it says 1, 2, 3. You see that, Jamie? Nose 1. The
Nose
next one's
2.
2.
Yeah. So what that is that's right after surgery, and that's when it's a little bit more relaxed, I guess. But yeah, he had to get sliced down. That guy's had some crazy
shit.
wars. Him and Shogun fought over a pit bull puppy, supposedly, and he knocked Shogun out and took the puppy. Like they made a contract. So if I knock you out, I get the puppy for free. If you knock me out, I'll give you whatever
Jesus.
That's
whatever
some
you're asking.
Brazilian shit.
Jeez.
You actually do a really good Vanderlei impression.
Vanderlei,
Sounds just like him.
Dana White's. This is what they've done in Nevada. There's the athletic commission. What they've done is it's not good.
It's almost as good as Callen's.
Very
That's
good.
just like him.
They fucked him, man. He might have got fucked more than any MMA fighter ever.
Yeah,
They banned
he's
him
up there.
for life.
For life.
For life.
And he won. So they threw it out, but now he doesn't have a license. He doesn't have a timeline. He doesn't have it. And they're talking about him fighting. They were talking about him fighting Fedor in in Japan in like December,
In
right?
Ryzen, yeah.
Yeah.
They even had posters and shit.
I don't know if that's ever going to happen.
When
though.
does a guy like that, after all that damage, stop? I mean, that's
Him versus
probably,
Fedor, I'll watch, though.
live to fight. Fight is a good fight.
It's like a Brazilian Arnold
Now you're doing
Schwarzenegger. Come on,
Fight
do
is
it.
good.
Come on, do it.
Dana White.
Then,
Back to Pride.
Dude, you want to hear a crazy story I heard
Bro.
about Jake Ellenberger? This is from his camp. So, Jake, after his last fight, have you heard this?
No.
Jake, after his last fight, gets cut. Joe Silva calls him like, yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, I do
see
know
you,
that.
you're cut. Jake flies to Vegas, shows up at the UFC headquarters, meet with Dana. He's in his office. He's like, I need one more, man. You got to give me one more. I fought monsters. My head wasn't right. I have all this shit going on. You got to give me one more. Dana's like, I can't, man. You've lost whatever, 4 out of your last 5. It just ain't happening. Gets up, leaves, and Jake goes, I'm not going anywhere. And I'm not going anywhere until you give me another fight. I'm not doing anything. I guess Dana leaves, does all his shit, comes back, Jake's still in his office. Dana goes,
Good for
Jesus
Jake.
Christ, man. Fine, one more fucking shot. Days go by. Joe Silva calls his manager, his manager Morgan, who I know really well, and he goes, all right, man, we got your boy fucking fight. We got Matt Brown. And his manager goes, Jesus, man, Matt Brown. I don't know if do you have anyone else? And Joe Silva goes, no, that's the fight. Just forget it. He doesn't have a fight. Hangs up, and then Morgan's like, no. We'll fucking take it. And then calls Jake, and then obviously Jake goes in there. Terrible matchup for him. Just starches Matt Brown.
Knocks him down with a right hand, takes him off his feet, and then liver kicks him.
Great story,
Amazing.
man.
Crazy
Amazing.
fight.
When they told me that
Crazy
story, I
fight.
had
Good for Jake.
goosebumps. I was like,
Good for
good for
Jake.
you, Jake.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Damn, desperation can sometimes breed great success. God bless
Well, he
him.
also started working with Nick Curson. You know, Nick Curson, who's a strength and conditioning trainer, speed of sport. He's Marv Marinovich's disciple. And he's the guy that's done Joe Schilling. He handles Provodnikov, Aaron Pico. Like a lot of elite athletes go to him. It's really like pretty revolutionary strength and conditioning ideas. And he worked with them and like really built up his training and built up his endurance and did a lot of plyos and shit with him. And
For Jake, obviously he's fighting just monsters, but it seemed to be a little bit of a mental thing. He's been fighting forever. So
he's
hopefully
fighting
this
the
fight,
best of the best.
Yes, it's hard to.
First fight in the UFC is against Carlos Condit.
Yeah, man.
Jesus.
Right?
Remember,
Wasn't
he
it?
knocked out Jake Shields.
Knocked
too.
him out, starched him. Was it his first fight in the UFC? Or was it Condit's first fight in the UFC? Was Ellenberger? I want to say Condit's first fight in the UFC
Condit
was
because he came
Ellenberger.
from WEC.
Ellenberger
Where
knocked out Nate
who was-
Marquardt,
Who
remember?
was Ellenberger's first fight in the UFC then? I want to know. That's interesting.
It wasn't Nate, right?
No,
Ellenberger's a beast, man.
that was way down the road.
You remember when he knocked out Pele
Yes.
outside of the UFC? KO'd Pele with one punch. I was like,
Crazy
"Woo."
power, man. Crazy
Crazy power.
Pele Landy?
Carlos Condit.
Carlos was his first fight as well. So I think it was Carlos's first fight as well. Decision split, real close fight.
Ooh. And remember when Jake Ellenberger beat Shields? That's the same week Shields' dad passed away, and he was thinking about not fighting.
yeah,
and they took
that's
the
right.
fight and just got starched. Not to take anything away from that fight.
He was super close with his dad too. I mean,
super,
can you
super
imagine?
close. No, I can't.
It's hard to imagine. Hard to imagine fighting right after losing your dad like that. Like your motivation would be out the window.
His dad was his manager too, I think.
Yeah,
It's a bummer, man.
yeah. What is this rumor? Conor McGregor versus GSP at 205. Where are you hearing this?
I was looking around for just rumorville stuff for that fight, and there's supposedly a big fight announcement is all I saw, and then I saw a big McGregor fight announcement.
That would
and
be
then
awesome.
Couldn't be the worst fight
Prepare
for
to
Conor.
get wrestle fucked.
Just a rumor right now.
Prepared to get that
Yeah.
I would
French
love to see that fight.
fucked.
Yeah.
Prepared to get French fucked for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Give me my fucking money back.
It would be interesting, man, because Conor is fast as fuck. And at least in that first round, while he's exploding with those ridiculous sprint punches that he lands those counter shots on you, and they're so fast.
St. Pierre's not slow.
He's not slow.
And he's way, way too smart to get
and
caught
he's
with that.
big. He's a big boy.
And he can grapple with the best of them.
And his natural walk-around weight is a solid 20-plus pounds heavier.
Solid. Yes.
190.
Yeah, he's probably at least in the high 180s.
100%. And
And Conor weighed 168 against Nate, which you got to assume that that's him not really cutting weight. He's just really fit.
for Conor, man, everyone knows I'm the biggest Conor fan, but you look at the matchups at 55, besides 45, which you can't really make anymore, but you look at 55 and then these super fights, it's not great, man.
Well, they're talking about doing him and Eddie Alvarez. That is no picnic.
No.
That is
Like that, and that's his
picnic.
easiest matchup at 55.
Definitely
fuck?
not his easiest.
No, just go through the top 5. Look, bring up the top 5, Jimmy. I went through this the other day. I'm like,
Dude,
Jesus Christ, man.
I could not
Khabib
imagine how you could say
Nurmagomedov.
that the champion would be his easiest fight.
Well, you look
Eddie
at
Alvarez,
stylistically.
I don't think that's an easy fight for anybody. Eddie Alvarez is a fucking monster.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's not good for Conor. It's a rough fight for him.
Right.
But
But you think that's the
stylistically,
easiest?
out of the top 5, I'm like, fuck's sakes, man.
He doesn't want to fight Khabib.
Well, Dos Anjos is going to fight Tony motherfucking Ferguson.
That's
Both those,
when did that get
both those
fired?
two are top
Rafael
5.
Dos Anjos, Tony Ferguson in
that's
Mexico.
gonna be great.
Oh shit!
In Mexico, my
That's
friend.
gonna be great.
Like, look at the top 5 for me,
goddamn
Joe.
chaos.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Yeah,
Rafael Dos Anjos.
Nurmagomedov is a monster.
Tony Ferguson. That's
Well,
a-
see, the Dos Anjos and Tony Ferguson are locked in a death fucking match for the number
Let's say the
one
winner
position.
of that, even the winner of that, or either of those guys, even the loser fights Conor. It's a fucking tough fight.
Okay, and Barboza. Well, here's the thing about Barboza. Barboza's kicks are out of this fucking world.
Lightning fast.
Like he might be, but he's been caught before. He's been cracked.
Barboza's
Cowboy
your best
cracked
bet.
him and took his back. And Donald Cerrone and him would be chaos.
Donald would take him
Donald
down.
is not fighting 55 anymore.
No.
He's going to keep fighting at 170. So I don't even know why they got him ranked there. Because I think he's top 10 right now at welterweight
He's number
as well.
7. Yeah, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's number
Donald
7.
Cerrone, 7. Well, it's interesting. He's
How dare you
top
have him before?
top 10 in both.
He's
weight
fighting
classes.
better than he's ever fought. I mean, he's just incredible.
How dare you have him before Neil Magny?
No. How dare you? I think Donald, especially after that last win, should be number 5 in that lineup.
He beat Edson Barboza.
Yes, he did, but he beat him at lightweight,
At
and now he's
55.
not really fighting at lightweight anymore. But yeah, you
Right.
got a good point because Barboza is listed as number 4. But Barboza's looked sensational, especially in his last fight against Gilbert Melendez. Barboza's just off the charts technical.
I know, but you
Before
gotta
that,
count head to head. For
I know,
God's
I agree.
sakes.
And then before that, his fight with Pettis. But the fact that Donald is semi-retired from that division,
Yeah,
you got to
right,
give
man.
Barboza a little bit of a bump.
But this, you see my thing, Joey. Like you look at it. All right, Khabib, fuck's sakes. Dos Anjos, good God. Tony Ferguson, not great. Nate Diaz at 55, he's better at 55 than he was 70.
Why?
I think it's natural for him. I think he's gonna be faster, better cardio. I think it's a tough fight.
Maybe.
All I'm saying for Conor, 55 is if you're his management, you're like, God damn, man. There's no like top, you know what I'm saying?
Right. There's a
I don't
lot of
think-
killers.
I don't think he's looking for easy fights. I think he wants big
Didn't
money.
say that. Didn't
Yeah.
say that. If you want big money, fight Floyd Mayweather. You do a super fight with
Yep.
some of these
GSP.
guys. Yeah.
yeah,
Donald
what-
Cerrone McGregor would be awesome.
It'd be awesome.
How is Tumanov ranked 15th at 170? I
don't know.
It's the welterweight division is insane.
It is
Look at that.
insane.
That's insane.
Yeah, it is insane. And then, did you see how good Lorenz Larkin looked against Neil Magny? Good Lord.
And how is he
Good
ranked ahead?
Lord.
How's he ranked lower than Neil Magny? Why is he 9 and Neil's 8?
Because these ratings suck. That's
Who the
terrible. He just ran through
What
Neil
Cheeto
Magny.
fingers do these?
He literally ran through him in the first round.
Oh, like fucking warm, like a knife to warm butter. Just starch my
How
boy
is
Neil
he
Magny.
ranked below him? That is insane.
Weird.
What
And
about
Tumanov-
Kelvin right there? Kelvin, number 5.
By the
Holy
way,
shit.
Tumanov beat Neil Magny, or excuse me, Lorenz Larkin. So Tumanov won a decision against Lorenz Larkin, and he's down there at number 15, whereas Lorenz just destroyed Neil Magny, and he's at 9 and Magny's at 8. These rankings are retarded. They're
maybe
so
maybe
bad.
They're old. They're probably old.
I doubt they're old.
No, they're not old because they have the up and down signs.
Well, this is what it is. These
This is
rankings are
UFC.com.
journalists. Do you know how these things are established? Journalists. A bunch of journalists give their top pick, and half of them are drunk. They're not paying attention. They're doing drugs.
half of them are jacking off to their favorite fighter.
Well, it doesn't make any sense. Like, those ratings don't make any sense. Tumanov being at 15, Lorenz Larkin, who he beat, being ranked way above him, and then Neil Magny being above him when he just blew Magny out of the water in the first round. Doesn't make any sense.
Remember when they're getting base guys pay off the rankings and
Ugh.
fighters like, what the fuck is going on here? Dana's like, just fucking
Yeah.
with you. It's gonna be Reebok.
Yeah.
Just fucking with you. We ain't doing that. That's
I'm
crazy.
just messing with you.
Just
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's the rankings and the money and all that jazz. It's just what a mess.
But yeah, for Conor, it gets tough at 55.
I'd
man.
love to see him fight Eddie, though. I agree that I feel
Great
like
fight.
He could win.
That's
Tough
probably
fight.
the fight.
He could beat him.
That's probably the fight.
Then what happens if he gets the belt? Then he would probably defend against Khabib or
Yeah, good luck
or
with all that.
Yeah, that's a disaster.
I don't think anyone wants to fight Khabib. No one.
Yeah.
It's not even a Conor issue. It's an entire fucking
They're
division.
just hoping that he keeps training like a fucking werewolf and then tears another knee or blows his back out. That's what everybody does, is stay back while that guy whips himself
Beats
into
himself.
a frenzy in every training camp.
If I'm his coach, that bitch is just on the Aerodyne. That's his whole camp. He's just Aerodyne, wears that crazy Russian hat, and then jumps in the fucking octagon.
He just jumps from the sauna into the frozen lake.
I don't want
sauna
people
into the
talking
frozen
to him.
lake.
I just have a bubble around him, Aerodyne. Crazy
know,
Russian
right?
hat.
It's just do sprints,
Killer.
build up that cardio.
He's a fucking nightmare.
When you watch him fight Dos Anjos, and like you see how Dos Anjos just overwhelms guys with grappling and pressure, and then Khabib just ragdolls him.
He's
It's
a what?
nuts.
Just ragdolls.
Oh, you like to grapple? Check this shit out.
This is my favorite thing to do.
My-
I like
my-
to break people.
My daycare was grappling grizzly bears, you fuck. Check this out.
Does he have a fight coming up, Khabib? Is he scheduled to fight anybody?
No,
right
he doesn't
now?
have anything,
no,
right?
he doesn't have anything.
Why?
Well, probably injuries. I
Blew
don't
his
know.
asshole out or something. He's always
No,
hurt.
I think he's healthy. At
He
this
gets. Well, I hope he is. He won a fight recently against a guy who took the fight on like real short notice.
And it was straight
Yeah.
Mayhem Miller bully beatdown style.
It was pretty ferocious beatdown.
nasty.
But he looked, he looked like it was good for him to get that fight under his belt. But he did look like a killer.
Yeah.
He's a killer. I mean, his grappling is so next level.
The
He's so
injuries
strong.
are killing him, man.
Trains hard.
Dude, did you see his video of him in Russia doing like a signing for Reebok?
No.
It was like Tom Cruise shit.
Oh, I'm sure.
They freaked the fuck out.
Dude, anytime I post anything about the UFC, my Instagram like comments get swarmed with Khabib time.
Really?
Oh my god! In other parts of the world, like here he is. You see like this fucking the high level smash and grappling this guy has.
You're right, Joe. This
So
was good
high
for him,
level.
though. This was
Yeah.
good for him because he had a lot of time off with the injuries.
Daryl Horcher to get that fight under his belt, feel good.
Dude, he does whatever he wants.
He's so powerful when it comes to his grappling.
Look
it's
at this
like-
Dos Anjos thing.
Yeah,
Let me
play
see
that
this.
fight. Play him versus Dos
I gotta
Anjos.
see this.
Full fight. He's a goddamn werewolf, man.
If
Like
you
even the
just
way he
stay
like
healthy.
leaps in and throws punches, he's so ferocious. It's hard to stay healthy when you train like that, though. I don't know what a guy
Some
does.
guys are fucking figuring it out.
Hey, answer me this: how come they can show this on YouTube? Is it because it's in like a
Alright.
little window?
Yeah, this is the tricks they play. So there's
Ah,
this
the
is a little
tricks.
window. There's like this faded line over here. This is also going to add to like tricking the computer. They might
so
have
they
different
trick it.
music on it. They added this on top
Interesting.
of it.
Definitely illegal.
Yeah,
It's definitely illegal.
yeah. Scoot up ahead so we don't have to watch them walk in. Yeah, it's interesting, man. This guy has been more plagued with injuries than any elite fighter other than Dominic Cruz. Like Dominic Cruz and him probably take the cake.
But Dominic Cruz had how many fights before he started getting all these injuries? Like, he hasn't had that many fights in the UFC.
And he's undefeated, which is really crazy. No one at this level's undefeated. Nurmagomedov is the only guy that's undefeated.
Just because he hasn't fought enough, though.
But it's the fucking pressure. Look at this guy. When he moves forward, just massive pressure, constant pressure. Just outside, but good distance control.
Yeah, great
just outside
distance.
the range, but always putting that pressure on you.
Skinny Dos Anjos,
It's a good
too,
kick
isn't
to
it?
the body, but yeah, a lot skinnier Dos Anjos. This is the fight that probably got him to start lifting weights and drinking watermelon juice. Boom.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Look at this. Look who carries him around and
Unreal.
just drags him to the ground. Dude, his grappling is so next level. Combat Sambo, my friend. Master of sport. World champion. Just
Unreal.
so fucking brutal. And the style that he does, it's like, it makes sense that this guy gets injured a lot because his style is pedal to the
Explosive,
metal.
yeah.
And you got to train like this. There's no way he doesn't train like this. So if you're training like this all the time, you're dealing with little injuries, little micro injuries that get exacerbated, and then your fucking knees blow out. Let's get the fuck out of here, boys. Let's wrap this bitch up. Let's bring it home.
I'm enjoying
bring it
that
home.
fight.
Let's
How
bring
long
it
did
all
that fight
home.
go?
3 rounds. 3-round
Oh,
beating.
okay.
I always feel like I'm particularly quiet because I'm watching the fights.
Did he stop him in the third round?
No, he just overwhelmed
It was a
him.
decision.
Yeah. Overwhelmed him. Just kept
A
Dos
buzzsaw.
Anjos. Kept Dos Anjos defending. That's all he was doing, was defending towards the end of the fight.
Habib.
I've worn his hat several times, twice at least.
Have you?
Sweaty hat. He puts it on me when I interview him after he wins. I forget what that thing's called.
great.
The big crazy hat.
It's called a babushka, I think.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Babushka.
Are you sure?
Look it up.
What is that thing called? Find out what that thing's called.
That might be just a wig, but I think it's a babushka.
No.
looks like
It's a warm hat, man. It's like probably like lamb's fur or sheep fur or something like that.
There it is.
What is it called? No. That's not it?
Well, babushka's a grandmother, but the hat,
Babushka's-
I think the headscarf tied under the chin. Okay.
We'll
Close
go
though,
to
B.
images.
There you go.
Well, what is that? Well, we'll Google Nurmagomedov's hat.
Images for babushka
And someone
hat.
will have the name of it. I don't think it's a babushka, bro. I think it kind of looks like a babushka, but I think it's a. See, is that a babushka?
It says Ushanka.
Okay, well, we'll just Google Nurmagomedov's hat because he comes from a very particular place, Dagestan, and they have their own kind of hat.
Is it Dagestan? Or 'cause it
Yeah,
could-
see right there, Habib Nurmagomedov hat, Habib hat.
Maybe it's just called a Habib hat.
Find out what it is. There it goes.
Dagestani.
Distinctive hat, the heritage behind his distinctive hat. Papeka, Papakha.
It means hat. They call it hat. They're very
very-
matter-of-fact people.
It says a very shaggy, wild papaka, and papaka simply means hat.
Onboard lamb fur? Jesus Christ.
So when is he? What is it? Onboard lamb, unborn lamb. What? He makes a hat wear the fur of unborn lamb. How's that? Is that
There
real?
you go. Yeah. It's
So
super
they-
soft.
They give birth to them like that.
No, they take it
That
out of the
doesn't make
womb.
any sense.
They take it out of the womb and they take the fur that's already there because it's extra soft.
But does that make sense that they could get that much fur that
Sure.
long inside the womb?
Yeah, they do that stuff too. So one car company I can't remember was using cow fetus because the leather was super soft.
Shut the fuck
Swear
up.
to God. I
What-
think it
what
was,
company?
I think it was
Car?
Infinity. Yeah.
No way.
Uh-huh.
Think
How
about how many,
small are the
think how many
pieces?
animals they'd have to kill, B.
They were using cow fetus. Cow fetus is like it's in the womb and it's so soft. It's pretty fucking brutal if you think about it.
Infinity was doing that?
I believe
You
it was
better not
certain
say
car
that.
company.
You're
They'd
gonna
be
get
getting
sued.
sued like
You're
It
gonna
was
get
some
sued.
cow. It was some car.
You're
company.
gonna get sued.
I will.
No, you're gonna get sued.
Yeah, they're gonna sue me because they waited for the cow to be born, then they used it.
Wow, how weird, huh?
Pretty, yeah.
Well, that's what lamb is. I was trying to explain something to like, what's the difference between sheep and lamb? A lamb's a baby
It's a
sheep.
baby sheep.
And someone looked at me like, what? I go, yeah, it's
How
a
do you
baby
not
sheep.
know
what
that?
lamb
It's
chops are?
delicious. Uh-huh.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Where
did not know
lambskin condoms are made from baby sheep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
God damn, that's
Yeah.
savage.
There's a difference between a lamb and a sheep. Like if you eat lamb, you're eating a baby sheep. But if you eat mutton, you're eating a sheep.
That's right.
So like the people in like Scotland eating mutton,
Scotland.
they're eating that stuff. That's a much
But
more
don't kill the lambs.
gamey.
I don't fuck with lambs.
I slaughter the lambs.
really good for you.
Slaughter those fuckers.
It's really like a very healthy protein, very easy to digest too. A
Lamb?
lot of people, yeah.
I love lamb.
yeah.
I don't fuck with lamb or pig,
I
really.
do.
No? You
I
don't fuck
do.
with pig?
I eat
You're
pig.
not on that bacon thing?
I eat
Not really.
lamb.
No.
I eat pussy.
Yeah, I like bacon,
Bacon's good.
but I don't like domesticated pigs. The whole pig industry, it bothers me because pigs are smart and they're all penned up like that. There's only one way to get bacon outside of that. You got to find a dude who's a farmer who's ethical. You got to find like a guy who's a farmer
too
who's
tough.
given their like. This is
That's
guy
the
Joel
pig's forage
Salatin.
and stuff.
Well, yeah, Joel Salatin, what he does is he has a giant piece of land and he moves his pigs around with electric fences. So he sets up an electric perimeter and then he moves it, sets up a new electric perimeter, and then he moves it. And so they're constantly foraging
Yeah.
like regular pigs.
They love
but,
to forage.
but they're constantly contained.
Yeah.
So they're domesticated, but they have dark meat like a wild pig does.
Because
they're
the
eating
other pigs,
acorns
aren't they
and-
eating just their shit, everything? They're just eating
They eat
bullshit.
everything they can get their hands on. It's
Yeah.
a hard scrabble life.
They
when
do
you're
it.
a wild
The
pig.
Iberico ham, the Blackfoot hog, they eat acorns. That's why that fucking
dude.
prosciutto's.
I got some in that
ridiculous.
refrigerator back there.
Really?
Yeah. My buddy brought him back. Chris Ryan, Dr. Chris Ryan, brought it back from Spain.
What is
You're
it,
gonna have to cut
salami
up-
or
You're gonna have to
something?
cut me off some stuff.
No, it's like prosciutto.
It's the best prosciutto in the world.
The
Yeah.
fuck? We could have a fight companion with pig prosciutto.
You guys would be smacking into the. I'm
gonna have to get some of that.
Just animated gifs of you popping peanuts in your mouth and shit and chewing,
I'll snack
chewing
on some
bars.
nuts.
Yeah,
I'll snack on
all
some
of us,
nuts.
all
Chew,
of us
chew,
are
chew.
guilty.
There's a
We didn't drink
butterfly
any wine
coming out
this
of your
one.
mouth
We
once.
didn't. That's why it was a good podcast.
What was that
Yeah.
about?
That's a good point.
No more wine.
Yeah,
I'm afraid I'm the wine master and I must reserve the wine for after the fight companions.
Sometimes we just get a little hammered,
A little hammered, a little
Yo.
high.
Wine gets you going, man.
a little
Yeah,
ridiculous.
this is a non-drunk
podcast.
Yeah, it was a noon podcast. We're responsible. We're all parents.
Good God.
We're four dads. This is our new sitcom. It's called Four Dads.
Four
Dads
Dads.
Escape.
Four dads. We don't watch the fights. We don't know what's going on.
This is the only place where we can be ourselves because we live with women.
With women. And by ourselves, we mean we talk about fighting at nauseam.
This is what you do. You get all those four bitches to move into a house together and take care of the kids. And
Good
we'll move
giant
into a house
mansion.
right next door.
Yep.
And just have fight companions every day.
And
They
swap.
They can come
Swap.
over and go, this place smells like men. Ew. They come over and like pick up your sock. Is this yours, Brendan? Brian, you left pizza on the fucking counter.
Sorry. We're like, sorry. This
That
is
way, you live
two
over in their
mansions.
world, bro. You got to live by their rules. You got to not use those special towels.
Yep.
You know, like, well, did you use the towel that's hanging? It's a towel. It's a fucking towel.
Of course
that's
I
a
used to.
decorative towel. This is a different kind of towel.
And as guys, we sleep in the same bed, but as guys, we're like, this is
Yeah.
awesome.
We're
Cuddle up.
naked. We don't care.
Cuddle up. Look at my
We're
dick.
not scared of dick.
I got a morning heart on you
I'll
guys. Look
show
at this
you, I'm not
thing.
scared.
Brennan, grab it. Let's see how big your hand is on my dick.
Who came
dick,
first?
dick.
You
I'm
assholes.
down. I'm down, man.
My prostate's big because I'm older, so I'm dribbling, you guys. Eddie, let's see you shoot.
One of the things that I think about, Brian, whenever we go on these hunting trips, is like it's all dudes. We're all like, and Renella and his crew, who are the fucking salt of the earth.
Great
and we're
guys.
hanging around just laughing. I'm like, this is what we're supposed to do.
It's true.
What men are supposed to do is get in these groups and they go out and they just leave the women alone. The women talk shit about you while you're gone.
Yep.
And then enough time passes where they miss you and you come back and they meet you at the door and you hug. This is traditional.
That's right.
This is, when you're all on top of each other all the time, it just wears on each other.
Right. And we have so much fun on those.
That's with
Those hunting
anyone,
trips
though,
are
right?
all one big comedy show.
Well, it's all men being men.
Yeah.
It's saying things that would get you in real trouble
Yes.
if people heard.
Don't you feel like you're doing that in general, though, when you're doing your comedy and hanging out with your friends and the companions and shit?
Yes, but when you're in the middle of Alaska, like we're literally miles from anything, including other animals, by the way, you just end up, there's something that happens to you where you just want to say the most outrageous shit. Because you're like, how can I one-up Joe now? I'm going to say something outrageous that's going to even shock me.
No, I get that,
say-
but you could do it at dinner, though, right?
Yeah, but there's a difference when you're in the woods and you're doing this. And me and Brian are like specifically geared for like fucking with each other in those kind of situations.
Yes.
Like, and I also know that what he's saying he doesn't mean, and he's joking, and I'm expecting him to take it to another place that's even more fucked up, and it just keeps going. And when we were in Montana the first time, it was literally 5 days of gay jokes.
Oh, yeah.
And a few wife beating jokes thrown in there.
I took a
few
shit.
choke fuck jokes.
Yeah,
And
I took a shit. I
Expected.
took a shit, and Joe took a fucking. He put a flag in it.
I made an aluminum foil
Fucking
flag.
put a flag in it. And in my shit, terrible shit too. A terrible mountain.
Why did you bury
dehydrated
those? You didn't
mountain.
bury it?
Huh?
You don't bury your
Oh,
shit
we're not
in the
fucking
woods?
buried. I'm in the middle of that place sucked. Okay, I'm sorry about the shit that nobody's gonna be like, God damn it, in the Missouri Breaks where it's all
dare
clay and
you,
nothing
Brian?
grows. How dare you take a shit there? You ruined the landscape. Fuck.
Well,
it was a mustard poo.
You were supposed to take it and put it in bags, and most of the time we did that.
No
but
bags? Why?
Occasionally, because you're supposed to like protect the environment from
You don't
your
want a bunch
poo.
of shit, especially your shit after you've been eating that dehydrated mountain
Yeah.
food that comes in a pouch. Oh,
You can't just bury it?
But you can bury
Yeah,
it too.
I buried it.
That's probably the
Bury it
best
like a
way.
gentleman.
you can bury it, or you can put a flag in it
No, you bury it like a
with
gentleman.
a message that says Brian was here.
Well, he shit on a log, and then I put a aluminum foil. I'm seeing if I have it in here. Aluminum foil flag in the log.
Yeah.
It was good times.
Yeah, and by the way, we were in our late 40s.
Yes, and
this was a couple
both
months ago.
Tax-paying adults.
Tax-paying adults.
Yeah.
How often
With
do
opinions.
you think you guys could do that? Like once a year?
I do it.
once-
I could do it once a month.
Once a month.
I mean, if I'm with him, which is the fun of being an idiot.
You
It's
could
not
go hunting
fun.
once a month.
No, but being an idiot, being out there and being miserable, but kind of having fun at the same time, there's something about it that brings out, in many ways, the best of you.
You have a good time, even though
Yeah.
you're miserable.
It's bonding.
Like you're miserable and you're cold and you're wet, but you're laughing your ass off. Like
Yeah.
when we finally made that fire in, I mean, if you ever enjoyed a fire that much,
Never.
we were rained on for like 5 days in a row, and then we finally got a dry night, and we got a bunch of the guys from camp to find as many small pieces of dry wood as we could. We stacked it on top of each other and started lighting Fritos.
You were wet. Joe didn't bring the proper rain gear. He was basically wet, including his sleeping bag. He was wet the whole time. And I remember we were in that tent and I was looking at you, and you were just talking, but you were shaking.
Yeah,
you were
like
shivering.
constantly, like
and
a
your
little shiver.
your lips were going, "Bleh," and they were jiggling back and
You got a set of
forth.
lips on you. You got a set of lips.
That was when I go, he's got huge lips. But and you just kept talking, and it was just. Guess what? It's the morning. Our body temperature is low. We're wet. We're cold as fuck, and we're gonna be cold until we start walking.
Yeah, but once you start walking, even though you're wet, you're wearing wool clothes. That's
Yeah.
the thing about those First Light merino wool. That's
Keeps you warm,
Yeah,
even when you're wet.
How many days?
We were there for 6 days.
Yeah.
It was awesome, though, man. Even though it sucked, I think about the memory, and it was awesome.
Yep.
And then also the landscape was awesome. It's so wild there, man. You're
You guys
dealing
should
with,
do that shit every Saturday at Runyon or some shit.
You'd be surprised though, because you do. The
There's
memory
us.
brings you back.
That's turkey hunting.
Look at that. Look at how handsome I am. I mean, we are.
That was in Northern California. That was hilarious because we would go turkey hunting during the day, and then Brian and I would go to the finest restaurants at night because there was all these amazing restaurants in Napa.
Oh, really?
And these fucking guys
Yeah.
wanted to pretend they were camping, so they went back to this Airbnb house and made like fucking burgers from like. I go, come on, guys, it's on me. Let's
Yeah.
go eat.
Yeah.
Let's get wine.
Yes.
Well,
They
that's
didn't
the way
want
to do it.
Oh,
Yes.
of course.
I'm down for that.
Yes, we drink the best wine and eat the
Oh,
best
I'm
food in
in
the
for that.
world.
Brian and I went to this fucking insane restaurant, and I had this short rib risotto that I still jerk off to this day.
God, it sounds fucking
It
fresh.
had like shaved squash, like a
God damn
pumpkin,
you.
like a pumpkiny taste
haven't
to
eaten
it.
yet today either,
with
so I'm
risotto
starving.
and like this rich like burgundy sauce, like a red wine sauce
Go on.
for the short ribs. Oh,
I'm getting nostalgic right now looking at these pictures
ain't
for
gonna-
real.
we have
You-
a good
you ain't gonna
time, man.
cry.
I might.
Our hunting. I just did one without you. It wasn't as fun.
Well, you
Wasn't
know,
nearly
you
as
didn't bring
fun.
me.
Well, I couldn't. You don't know how
Oh.
to shoot a bow and arrow, you fuck.
Fuck, that's right.
But you could be there for moral support and just
Yeah,
like hold Joe's
I could have.
hips.
I could have practiced, and I could have held your hips while you
Yeah.
shot.
What?
You could do that.
Wait.
And I could have gotten in your ear while you were drawing, and I could have gone, control your breathing, control your breathing, control your breathing. This is going to feel like what it is, and it is what it is.
You know, the more spectacular thing about it, or the weirdest thing about it, is being introduced to the world of public land. That's one of the weirder things about hunting that I didn't anticipate.
What do you mean?
We own human beings that live in the United States and pay taxes. We own enormous chunks of land that are public land that you can go hiking on and rafting, and you can go fishing and hunting if you have the proper tags and licenses. And it's not like this anywhere in the world. Like, we have this incredible resource. We have all this public land that you can go and explore on. And it's all amazing. There's so much amazing wilderness
Where
in this
were you?
country. We were in Nevada, in the high country desert.
What is that like?
5 hours outside of Reno. You go to Reno, and then you go 5 hours into the desert.
Hot
into
as
the
fuck.
mountains.
You
Oh, hot
you
as fuck.
drove 5 hours,
What the fuck are you
long way to
hunting out
drive.
there?
Deer, mule deer.
and what's that topography like? What's
Oh,
it
it's
like out there?
it's alien, man. It's amazing. These hills that are covered in sage, and then these patches of small mahogany and like desert trees. And there's just springs. You find springs, and the animals generally go near the springs, and the springs are really easy to find because
Right.
you're looking on this like sort of grayish, greenish, dry landscape, and then you see these lush green patches, and then you go to those lush green patches, and that's where there's springs, and that's where a lot of animals tend to congregate. It's fucking amazing.
Are you allowed to use a drone to hunt?
No. In most states, they're starting to stop that, but in some states, yes. Some states, it's still legal, and most of what they're doing is they're using them to spot.
Yeah.
It's super controversial, like what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do. Like
With
in
technology?
like in Nevada, yeah, and like in Nevada where we were, you're allowed to use walkie-talkies, so you could tell me where a deer is,
Yeah.
and it's totally legal. But if we were in Montana, that would be illegal.
How the fuck they gonna tell?
Well, you don't. You know,
Hunters
if you're-
follow rules,
If you
believe it
have
or not.
rules, you really should follow them because the rules that are in place, like if it's so fucking hard, if you are bow and arrow hunting to close in on a mule deer, it's so hard that they're like, yeah, go ahead, use a walkie-talkie,
Yeah.
bitch, go ahead.
do it for you.
But Montana's like, yeah, but what if a guy has a rifle? We have to kind of have universal rules across the bat. And if you have a rifle in Montana, you're dealing with much more wooded area. You could kind of pinpoint where the animal is, maybe a little bit better. Maybe it's a little too much. And Montana's like a real traditional state. Like, they don't even allow lighted arrow nocks. You can't have a light on your arrow sight, on your bow sight. You can't have a light.
Why
Makes
the
sense.
walkie-talkie law?
Because they don't want you to be able to have a bunch of friends. Like, here's a perfect example. Like, one state, like Arizona, is famous for allowing the use of walkie-talkies and allowing the use of electronics. So, and there's certain tags that are really hard to draw. Like, there's a unit called 13B, and it's called the Strip. It's a strip between Utah and Arizona, and it's so coveted and so cherished because the animals are enormous, and it's really well matched. Like, pull up Arizona strip mule deer buck. These things look like elk. Like, some of them are like 270 inches, enormous fucking, when they measure like each tine of each.
You know what else
racks.
is huge? Columbus, Ohio. Ohio has giant whitetail.
A lot of the Midwest does. But my point is, this one area, because it's so difficult to get a tag there, a guy will see. Look at these. Pull up one of these animals. This is a deer, by the way.
What?
This isn't an elk. These are enormous deer.
Holy shit.
So this is a
Juicy-ass
once in a lifetime tag. To be able to hunt one of these animals is literally once in a lifetime.
Why is it so tough to hunt them?
Because they make sure that very few people can hunt them, so they can keep the populations very strong and
incredible.
high. Because the genetics are so powerful. So when a guy gets a tag, like for a deer like this, if you get a 13B tag for Arizona, you want to get a deer like this. So these people literally will bring 20 of their friends. 'Cause this is a once in a lifetime thing.
Right.
So your buddies come and help out, and they all get around on these different points, and they glass, meaning they set up tripods, they put on binoculars and spotting scopes, and they locate the animal, and then everyone's coordinating. So like, you got to go 100 yards down, go down there, he's at the bottom of the canyon, and then the other guy's at the other end, and he's like, we got an eye on him out here, he's not coming this way. We got him out there.
Hunting, is it?
Well,
It is, though.
It's
Not
still
really.
it's still difficult.
Yeah.
Because first of all, it's impossible to get a tag, but for these people, it's like so important that they capitalize on this one opportunity they're ever going to have in their life to hunt in this area.
Look at
But
that deer.
It's very controversial.
That wouldn't be hunting. There's
Because
no way that's
some people
hunting.
say, oh, you should be able to have one guy who's communicating with you, and some people say you shouldn't ever be able to communicate.
It's always going to be a debate.
But with these guys, the way it's set up, you can have a bunch of people. So
I can tell you that even if you have a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of people leave that hunting ground empty-handed.
of course, the rate of success is super low.
Dude, that's an elk. Look at that rack.
They're using drones
Crazy.
to keep the rhino safe in Africa now. They're
To
following
film?
those to make sure the poachers and to find poachers now. The drones are beasts down there.
Well,
It's helping with that.
we're going to have some drone rules over the next few years because they're going to get bigger and better and quicker and easier
and smaller and more stealthy.
Yeah, they're going to look like bugs.
Yep.
You're gonna be able to spy on your ex-girlfriend by floating one right in her house when she opens her door. And
Can't wait.
She's not even gonna know.
Just kill everything.
She's not even gonna know. They might have silent, solar-powered Tesla-made drones.
All right, kids.
That's it. You leave it on that.
I guess so.
Son
You
of
just
a
reminded me
bitch.
I'm a Tesla. I got to get home, but love all
Riders
three of you,
on the
and
storm.
come see me in New York, everybody.
Where are
September.
you gonna be in New York, Bryan Callen?
I'll be at the Gotham Comedy Club. You're going to be there too.
Damn. Yes, I am. I'm doing that in November.
I'm there September 16th and 17th, Friday, Saturday. Might
It's a
want to
great
come.
club.
Hey B, where are you September 22nd though?
Buddy, we are in Oxnard, California.
Wrong.
I
you
know.
are dead
no,
wrong.
I know.
We are in San Jose.
That's right, we're in San Jose.
California.
That's what I meant.
I'm glad you're paying
Ryan.
attention.
That's what I meant.
God,
I
dog.
meant that.
San Jose.
When are we in Oxnard?
Not till October.
That's right.
Yeah.
You were just
San
there,
Jose.
right? Did you just
I
do
sure
that
was.
how was that new
Loved
club?
it. Loved
Levity
it.
Live is what it's called, right?
Loved
Levity
it.
Live, yeah.
Yeah.
It was great.
Nice. Edgy Bra, September 11th, EBI.
Next Sunday
Oh, we'll
on
be there.
UFC Fight
September
Pass.
22nd.
Get tickets, see it live, EBIofficial.com. Check out the EBI 8 Countdown Show on YouTube.
Oh, shit, everybody. All right, that's it, folks. See you soon. Bye.
All right, kids.